$60 million fully guaranteed. Baltimore improved its pass rush. Crosby back with Vegas. ESPN NFL insider Dan Graziano explains what's next for the Raiders.
I think what you'll see here is the Raiders kind of regroup. They had meetings last night. What do we do now? Can we afford all these guys? What do we do with Max? I think right now, given how depressed the value is of Max Crosby as a trade asset, you'll see the Raiders take their time, maybe revive some of these talks as we get closer to the draft or later into the summer. But there is a scenario where he's on their team in 2026.
Quarterback Daniel Jones and the Colts agreed on a 2-year, $88 million deal, $50 million fully guaranteed, $60 million guaranteed for injury. Jones coming back from an Achilles injury. NBA Warriors will be without guard Steph Curry at least another 5 games because of a persistent knee issue.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Thursday, we'll continue to react to a wild NFL free agency period and look ahead to what's next for the teams that haven't made any major moves. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
You so. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Brandon Marcello in 15 minutes. We'll talk to Matty B. Matthew Bruni next hour. Senator Bill Cassidy about the future of college sports in hour 3. Let us begin as we do every single day. Oh, by the way, it's hump day. Hump day. We got there.
It's hump day.
Took a different path, but we got there.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I'm distraught.
Hump day.
I'm distraught because today the LSU men's basketball season came to an end.
It's hump day.
You know how little the LSU men's basketball team means to this town right now?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I can tell you that I did not watch a single LSU men's basketball game start to finish this season.
Hump day.
Not one.
It's hump day.
I mean, season started when we were going through the Kelly Kiffin stuff.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
And by the time we came out of that,
Hump day.
season was over.
It's hump day.
Now it's really over.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
So too might the Matt McMahon era
Hump
be over
day.
at LSU.
It's hump day.
Tiger baseball got a win.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Saints continue making moves in free agency.
Hump day.
By the way, the NFL league year is officially begun 4 minutes ago.
It's hump day.
As the day moves along, we'll keep you posted.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
A lot to do. Today. All right, let us begin. Let us roll along here. Let's begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Elway will put it in play. Almost a steal. Aberdeen caught up in no man's corner, but that'll do it. Tigers avoid the foul, and the horn sounds. This one's in the books. Kentucky survives and advances in the SEC tournament. LSU's basketball season comes to an end.
More of the same for LSU. They led by as many as 4 in the first half. They trailed by 3 at halftime, 46-43. Couldn't get any closer. They played the foul game for the final minute or so of the game, see if they could get closer. They couldn't. Kentucky made their shots. 87-82 is the final. Max McKinnon scored 28 for the Tigers. Oweh scored 23 for Kentucky. Interestingly, not that you care, statistically, this game was really close. Both LSU and Kentucky an identical 32 of 64 from the field. Both of them identical, 32 of 64 from the field. LSU out-rebounded Kentucky 35-33. Both had 11 offensive rebounds. I mean, this game was really, really close. LSU turned it over 9 times, Kentucky 5. Points in the paint, 40-40. I mean, this was almost an identical basketball game. But LSU's not good. And that's why you're 15-17 and 3-15 in the league, because you don't know how to win games. And this team doesn't. So now the real conversation begins, and that's what does the future of this program hold? Will Matt McMahon be back for a 5th season? And I don't have the answer to that. But what I will tell you is keep a very close eye on what's happening with NC State in the ACC men's basketball tournament. I don't think it's funny because I'm starting to get I'm getting messages from people, hey, man, you hearing about the Wade rumors? What do you mean the Wade rumors? Like, what do you mean the rumors? Like, I've talked about this openly on this show for a month now. This ain't a rumor. Like, a year ago, the governor of the state of Louisiana and a board member who is now the chairman of the board, Lee Mallett, tried to get Will Wade rehired at LSU. Scott Woodward wouldn't do it. That's a part of the reason why Scott Woodward, not the entire reason, part of the reason why Scott Woodward is no longer the athletic director. Still got the same governor. That board member, Lee Mallett, is now the chairman of the Board of Supervisors. The president of the university came to LSU from McNeese, and he loves Will Wade. You just saw a new board member appointed by the governor who is a McNeese alum, who also loves Will Wade. And you have certain boosters who would certainly support bringing Will Wade back to Baton Rouge. None of that is a secret. If anybody tries to present that as like some scoop or breaking news, laugh in their face. That is no secret whatsoever. We have talked about that component of it. What almost happened a year ago, we've talked about that component of it for almost a year now. The only question is now you play the timing game, okay? NC State won their first game in the ACC tournament. They're going to play tomorrow. So, after having beaten Pitt, they're going to play tomorrow, 11 a.m., against 10th-ranked Virginia. Now, I don't pay close attention to bracketology because it is irrelevant for the team that I cover, LSU, and has been for some time. But NC State is a 20-win team. They're 20-12. And so the question is, are they going to make the NCAA tournament? For what it's worth, as of right now, Joey Brackets has NC State the 10 seed in Philadelphia. So you wait. Are you going to wait for NC State to see how their NCAA postseason run goes? You're in no hurry. I'll put it to you that way. Because, as I said on the show a day ago, and I'll continue to tell you, I have not had anybody associated with LSU mention one name to me other than Will Wade. Not one. Not a single name. Not a single, we might be interested in, because don't think for a second. Look, I mean, the writing's on the wall with Matt McMahon. And Matt, listen, the thing about that makes it difficult is everybody likes Matt McMahon. Everybody wants it to work with Matt McMahon. It just isn't. He's 60 and 70 in 4 years at LSU. This is just atrocious. You were dead last in the SEC at 3-15. His overall record in conference play in 4 seasons is 17-55. It ain't working. Everybody knows that. And so you know you'd have a list, a plan, what's going to be next. But I'm also here to tell you, as much as some of you don't want to believe it, the financial consideration of throwing $11 million more of dead money on the books is something that is not interesting to a lot of people at LSU. That, like, you'd have to buy out McMahon and his staff, and it would be about 10-8 is the number. And there's just a lot of people over there that you just got done paying Ed Ogeron. Now you're going to be paying Brian Kelly. Like, you want to throw Matt McMahon's dead money on the books, you're still paying Scott Woodward. By the way, something you don't consider is all the assistant coaches, like LSU still paying Matt House, by the way. When you fire assistants, you fire Joe Sloan, you're paying him. Like, all that's dead money on the books. And there's not a great desire to throw more dead money on the books at LSU. So there's not all that to say, if they were hell-bent on getting rid of Matt McMahon no matter what, that announcement will come tomorrow. I'm here to tell you, that ain't coming tomorrow. Because you got two options. They either figure out a way to pry Will Wade out of Raleigh, or they run it back with Matt McMahon for a 5th season. I have not heard anyone associated with LSU tell me anything differently. And I'm going to tell you, I think you're going to have some conflict over this, just like you did a year ago. Verge Osbury was in that room as one of Scott Woodward's chief lieutenants who was not in favor of bringing Will Wade back a year ago. I don't know that his mind has changed now that he's in the catbird seat. So if it's a power struggle, who has the final say? Is it the university president, the chairman of the board? Is it the athletic director? And how long are you willing to wait? Because what if NC State wins tomorrow, they make the tournament, and they play to the second weekend? You going to leave Matt McMahon in limbo for 2 more weeks? By the way, if they make it to a Sweet 16, is Will Wade actually going to leave? So you're playing this awkward timing game right now to see how this might all play out. But don't get it twisted. Like, this ain't no secret. These aren't whispers. Like, this is obvious and should be common knowledge to everyone. The only question that some people may have is like, well, if they can't get Will, who would they get? I'm telling you, the answer is the guy you got already. Because there's no obvious choice and there's not a strong feeling of desire to go spend $11 million to buy out Matt McMahon and his staff. You may not like that answer. I don't care if you like that answer. It may not be my answer. I'm just telling you, like, that's the other option. Whether you like it, I like it, anybody likes it. That don't matter. That's just what it is right now. And I haven't had anybody tell me anything that would even suggest it would be different than that. So, see if they can pull together something compelling enough to pry Will Wade out of Raleigh. I mean, we did a poll on the show last week. 90% of y'all, head over heels, bring back Will Wade. It would be a massively popular decision with the fan base. You'd get an injection of life. You'd sell tickets. You get boosters coming to the table. All that stuff is true. Can't get him? You run it back with Matt McMahon. And you probably stink again next year and gives you another year to assess what you may want to do. But Tiger basketball season ended today with a loss to Kentucky. And we'll wait and see. And based on what happens with NC State, you may be waiting a good while. All right, it's After Further Review. Show Open Every Day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of your Fighting Tigers of LSU. Saturday in Baton Rouge, we're into the Green Parade. Parish Construction Roofing will have a float. You better believe I'm at plenty of delicious ice-cold Bud Light. My Green Parish koozie on our float. It's Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of the Tigers, the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR. Okay, quick break. We'll come back. Brandon Marcello will be here. We're talking about college football next. AFR.
AFR.
Hump Day shows all throughout the year brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. I know, funny name, funny logo, all that stuff. And yes, they do ED treatments. So not just the pills, all different types of treatments. So if you have ED, they can help. If you've tried the pill, it hasn't worked, they have other solutions. Yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. But it's so much more than that. I want to remind you about HRT, hormone replacement therapy. I would challenge any of you, man, woman, young, old, would challenge any of you to schedule your blood labs with Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Just let them draw your blood labs and let them run that blood panel so they can look at what are normal levels for a man or woman your age. And then they can let you know if they can safely, affordably supplement you to get you to healthy levels so you start feeling and living your most vital life again. Check them out online at yourgoodwood.com. It's yourgoodwood.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish contractors can do it all. mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
The Cane's Box Combo, a symphony of flavors. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
It's not easy to be a champion.
It's built from every swing, pitch, and game all season long. In the grind, the focus,
and in the recovery.
FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake experts provide best-in-class care for our state's world-class athletes. Because it takes a champion to care for champions.
I trust the lake to keep me at my best.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 2.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
It's a Christmas miracle. Coming out of break, told Moose. By the way, it's 3/11 day. And he goes, damn it!
I was ready, man. I had it all queued up. I was ready. I
thought you were gonna get me.
I thought you might just not
Muse,
bring it up yet this
all,
time.
First of all, it's 3/11 day. I'm always gonna bring it up. Second of all, you don't deserve the benefit of the doubt.
But we've learned. It's a coachable, teachable moment here.
And you still ain't learned.
I was ready.
About time. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't deserve the benefit of the doubt in this situation. I had to remind you. Paulie, I had to remind him, right? I mean, come on.
He was on it earlier.
That's fine.
Thank you,
But given
Paul.
our past,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
isn't it my duty to remind him to make sure? Would I be negligent if I were just to assume he's going to know?
No, he's right.
Thank you. Okay, yes. All right. Brandon Marcello's with us. Are you a 311 fan by chance?
No, I am not.
Were you? How old are you?
I'm 41.
Okay, so I'm 43. Do you know who 311 is?
Yes. Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Okay, great. That's all. These two jokers had never even heard of the band 311. They didn't know what I was talking about a couple years ago.
Wow.
Right. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. Now we can move on.
Their band's logo is like in the culture, man.
You know, man, these kids, and the thing is, Brandon, they're not even kids. They're like, we're not the same age. They're younger than me, but they're not that much younger than me. Like, to not even have heard of 311 blew my mind. Anyway, hey, you got a piece up over at CBS, kind of like a pre-spring, questions that a lot of college SEC teams are keeping an eye on. What do you think was the one that gave you the most pause? You had to think the most about.
Oh man, that's a good question. I know the one that was really easy to do, and that was Alabama, because they just don't have an identity anymore. They're not tough and physical. They can't run the freaking ball. Seems like they're trying anything and everything to make something work to be able to win games, and that's fine. And it shows maybe some good coaching to be able to win as many games as they have. But they haven't been able to run the ball. They're 125th nationally last year. They thought they were going to get a big-time running back in NC State's Hollywood Smothers, and he commits to them and then ends up flipping to Texas. Alabama's like, I think they might be in trouble this upcoming season. And that's the one I think that's just, when we circle back here, in 9-10 months, you could be like, well, that Brandon was onto something there.
Yeah, who could have seen that coming? I don't know. Another bald-headed, bearded guy might have been yelling about that for about 3 years now, about Bama burning and all kind of stuff. I've been on that for a little while, Brandon, but I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly, and I'm very excited to watch their fall. What about the other team in Alabama? I'm curious how high some people are on Byron Brown and the Alex Golesh. I know you spent a lot of time there covering Auburn. What do you think about what maybe they have cooking year one there under Alex Golesh on the Plains?
I mean, they should be a bowl team. I mean, they've still got a lot of talent defensively. They're going to be better offensively almost by default, they're so bad last year. They just didn't live up to any type of expectations. They certainly didn't meet the level of talent that they had previously, especially with Cam Coleman there at receiver. But he's gone, and they bring in a lot of these USF guys. And the big thing for that is just there's veteran players, right? And they've been in that system. So they're going to be able to come out of the gate and have some success early. I'm not calling for Auburn to have a big season or anything like that, but this is going to be a team that finally gets back to the bowl game season for the first time since, goodness gracious, 2020, 2019, whenever it was. It's been a very long time. So, or actually I should say bowl eligibility by default, having a 6 or 7 win season instead of getting in there as a 5-win team. But, I just think the veteran, you've seen it in college football these days. If you have a team full of veterans, you got a shot to be better than what you were a year ago, and I think that's what Auburn's going to be in that position this season.
Brandon Marcello is with us, national college football writer over at CBS and 24/7 Sports. What about, obviously we're here in Louisiana, and there's Kiffin Mania, and everyone's fired up about it. They don't open up spring for another couple weeks, but the main question seems like an obvious one, but give me a thought there on Kiffin's Tigers as they enter spring.
Yeah, it's going to be an obviously very talented bunch. I think the biggest win for him this offseason was actually keeping Blake Baker there, because that defense is going to still be very well coached, and they're going to be able to turn people back. Offensively, you know what you get with Lane Kiffin, and when he's got all those pieces together, it's just a matter of, hey, let's see what this team looks like when they coalesce in the spring. I think, obviously spring practices these past few years, across the country, you just kind of go, what's the point? But when you have a new coach come in and they bring in as many new pieces as Lane did, but also just very talented pieces, spring practice suddenly is exciting once again. And you get to see that team really grow up and build together in real time through the spring, and then once you actually get to preseason camp in August. So I'm very excited to see what this group looks like, week to week here as they go through their 15 spring practices.
Are you buying Kiffin and LSU as a contender in 26?
It's hard to say. I really don't know. I think it's very easy for anybody to say yes or no because, listen, we're a hardline, type of situation these days. But I really don't know. I need to see what these guys actually look like on the field. My apologies to everybody out there, but I like to see and hear from the coaches about what they actually see on the field instead of what they see on paper. Because, you can give me the instruction manual to build a kit car and everything like that, but I don't know if I can build it in time and have it all together and have it running here in a couple of weeks. So let me see what these guys actually look like when they're out there on the field trying to learn a scheme.
Yeah, man. LSU, I remind people all the time, Brandon, had the number 1 portal class in the country a year ago. And that didn't go so great. A lot that didn't come together. So, onus is on Kiffin.
Better head coach. is there today in Baton Rouge.
You know, it's interesting. It might just be better coach for the era. Like I don't completely discredit Brian Kelly's 3 decades of success, but in this era, I think there's a lot of validity to. Clearly, there's a lot of validity to that, right? Being able to pull things together in a portal era with so much turnover. What about the flip side of where Kiffin came from, Brandon? They're a playoff team that was a late score away from playing for the national championship. And I guess Trinidad Chambliss is going to be back, although that remains a little bit up in the air right now with the NCAA countersuing. But what do you think going into spring for Ole Miss?
Yeah, the big thing for me there is just how did they deal with most of those pieces that defected to LSU, especially along the defensive line. They've lost some talent there. The good thing for them, though, is that they have recruited and have had other transfers come in, not just this past offseason, but in the past to really build up and go from there. I do think they're going to take a bit of a step back this year, even with Trinidad Chambliss coming back on offense. That offense is still going to be able to score some points, but defensively, I don't think they're going to be as good as they were this past season. But you just never know in this day and age. You just don't know when these pieces come together through the spring. But I just think just when you have so much change on the staff, I mean, the idea that there's continuity there at Ole Miss, there's a little bit, but really not all that much. I mean, most of the staff is gone. They left for LSU. And, yes, the head coach there has been there for a while, but he's going to have a different way of doing everything about that program. So in a lot of ways, yeah, they are starting over. It's just that there's a couple of 3 really popular faces there, coming back with the running back and the quarterback and the head coach. But that's a team that, could very well be one that, ends up winning like 8 games next season.
Brandon Marcello, a couple more minutes at B Marcello. Get him there on Twitter, X. What's a team going into spring we're not talking about enough?
Well, they won't do anything huge next year, I don't think, but Kentucky. Will Stein is an absolute killer, man, on the recruiting trail. What he did in the transfer portal while still coaching at Oregon, it was phenomenal. The blue chips he brought in the number 11, I think, recruiting class, according to 24/7 Sports, the transfer portal. Brought in some really good pieces at receiver. He's got Minchie, the former Notre Dame quarterback, who was in a legitimate battle for the starting job just back in last August. And I think that he put together a really good first class there. They're not going to have the depth, right, to be able to win a lot of games in the SEC, but they're probably going to pop up on a couple of teams this year just because of the sheer talent they're going to have in the starting 11, especially offensively. And when you have a coach like him who has been very successful at Oregon with the offense and has helped develop the likes of Dylan Gabriel and Bo Nix and Dante Moore, they're going to do some very interesting things this upcoming season.
LSU does make the trip up to Lexington this year. We'll wrap it up if we flip that around. Who is getting too much hype that's unwarranted?
I would probably go back to Alabama. I think everybody just goes to this default of, well, they're a playoff team next year. I'm not so sure about that. I just not. I think there's been a little bit too many these past 3 off seasons. It just seems like that the pieces of armor, like one piece a shoulder piece falls off here, and then a shin guard falls off there, and it just keeps happening. I don't see them really doing a lot of rebuilding there. There hasn't been the patchwork. It just seems like that everything that once was is slowly dissolving away, and I just don't see Alabama being a playoff team next year.
I agree with you. Brandon Marcello, college football national reporter, CBS 24/7 Sports. Get him at B Marcello. Good stuff. A question for all 16 SEC teams going into spring. Make sure you check it out at cbssports.com. Good stuff as always, man. We appreciate the time. Thank you.
All right. See you, Matt.
Yep. Be well. It is After Further Review. Thanks to Brandon. Does a great job. Love CBS Sports. Their stuff is free over at their website, so go read it. Interesting take there on Kiffin. It's true. Like, will LSU coalesce? You bring in 40 transfers. I mean, everybody has turnover, but you're bringing in 40 transfers. And your high school class, what did they land on? 17, 18? I don't remember what the exact number was off top. I mean, you turned over almost your entire roster. How quickly can it come together? It's fascinating. All right, it's After Further Review. Glad to have you hanging out with us here. Brought to you by Supper Club, supperclubbtr.com. That's the website where you go get your reservation, supperclubbtr.com. Want to go book your reservation. Hey, look, it's always a great opportunity to go by Supper Club, no matter the occasion. Saturday, wearing to the Green Parade. You want to go make a full day of it Saturday, hit the parade during the day, go get showered up, cleaned, get to Supper Club for dinner. Maybe this Friday, but you're like, man, Supper Club's a steak joint, man. I'm not going to go there on a Friday in Lent. Why not? Yes, they have the best steaks you'll eat anywhere in the world, but amazing options, seafood options. I mean, I love, look, they got an amazing tuna appetizer. The crudo is incredible. If you want a seafood appetizer, scallops, the Chilean sea bass, the Ora King salmon, lobster, the king crab legs from the Deadliest Catch boats. They've got the stone crabs from Florida. I mean, they're out the water one day, on your plate the next. It's at Supper Club. So Friday and Lent, don't shy away. Get your reservation. Supperclubbtr.com. Supperclubbtr.com. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. Hump Day Show is brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. We'll go around the SEC here in just a smidge. Taylor Calandro for Bourbon Dictionary in about 15 minutes. Tiger baseball beat Creighton out at the box last night. I want to do a full recap and reaction to that. We'll get to that right at the top of hour number 2 in about 30 minutes from right now. So a ton to do, and glad you're hanging out with us here on a Hump Day edition of AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness.
After Further Review.
I want to take 60 seconds and remind you about Glow Resources, because Glow Resources is one of the top 100 privately owned businesses in Baton Rouge, honored by the Baton Rouge Business Report a year ago. Can't wait to see this year's list come out and see how they did and where they ranked in 2025. But no doubt Jareth Knockan and the crew will be right back up there. Their growth has been incredible. And I love to tell you about great local businesses that keep home base here. And they've expanded, right? I mean, they've got office, not only their main office, corporate headquarters in Baton Rouge on Perkins, right near Pennington. It's Perkins and Quail Oak. You can't miss it if you're driving down Perkins, right around there. They got a New Orleans office, but they've got Miami and Orlando and Texas and Mississippi, and they serve businesses all over the country and help place employees and jobs all over the world. Skilled blue-collar labor or any type of office job, Glow Resources can help. They know the questions to ask. They conduct roughly 15,000 interviews a year, so they know the questions to ask to get you the right person the first time. GLO, glowresources.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. At Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates, we know each case and client are unique, and that no two cases are the same. But one thing remains constant, and that is our passion to help our clients. After an accident, we know your life has changed, which is why we passionately fight to make you and your family whole. Remember, whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
After Further Review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Put some respect on it, Muse.
Happy 311 Day, everybody.
Happy 311
One of my
Day.
favorite bands.
Sing it, Paulie. Oh boy, get it. Come with the kick drum, Gary. Muse got it. Oh, he chooses to laugh, not on mic, so none of you hear or see it.
Sorry, I laughed under my breath.
It's just awkward. Like, when are you ever going to realize, like, it's radio? You can't just be there with your mic off making faces. Like, otherwise, everyone's listening. It's just awkward. It's just me making noise. Come with the kick drum, Gary. Thank you, Muse. Thank you.
There we go. Yeah, that's better. Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it's better than silence. Laughing under your breath. It's radio. And YouTube. And podcasts.
All of it.
And TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
And Instagram.
Yep.
Twitter, X.
Facebook.
Tell you what, man. That self-titled album dropped back in 95? 95? 95. I'm going 95. Final answer. 95. Final answer. 95. Final answer. Final answer.
Hold on. And 1995.
Hey! Injected into my veins. Muse, was that the year you were born?
No, I was born in 1993.
You were 2. Put some respect on it. Taylor Calandra will be here in less than 10 minutes from right now. Something happened today that we got to keep an eye on that is super relevant to the future of college sports, as odd as it is. So you have 18 football players at Nebraska that are challenging the CSC. That's the Collegiate Sports Commission. That's the group that runs the NIL Go, that oversees these true third-party NIL deals, right? So any athlete that does an NIL deal valued over $600, it has to go to NIL Go, the clearinghouse managed by Deloitte, to give thumbs up or thumbs down, sort of validates that market value. Well, 18 Nebraska athletes have had their deals struck down by the CSC, valued at over $1 million. And so now they're challenging the CSC, so it goes to an arbitrator. You may not care about Nebraska or any of that stuff. That's fine. But what's notable here is setting precedent. So what happens with this arbitrator when this case is heard? And then if the players lose, apparently, and I read this from Ross Dellinger earlier today, they could go to their state attorney general. You know where this is going. So now are we just going to have athletes and coaches suing the CSC? Maybe. So precedent here is what's going to be of great interest. We've talked about it plenty here. LSU was so far out ahead of the third-party NIL deal with how they have all this structured through the NILSU Max and Playfly Entertainment, like we've talked about, that I don't worry about this really at all with LSU. They've been very proactive for more than 18 months, almost 18 months ahead of this whole thing with how they've set this up. But it is going to be interesting for what happens here with precedent. So we'll get to all that. Also, Senator Bill Cassidy is going to be with us in hour number 3. President Trump on Friday, you might remember, held the roundtable of leaders to talk about the future of college athletics. Well, Senator Cassidy, a day later, held a subset of that group, and he hosted another roundtable So I want to get his take on it and see what the sort of response has been in the federal government, if they're actually going to get involved here and try to affect some type of change in college athletics. We'll talk about that with the Senator coming up in hour number 3. We're brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics, OLOLRMC.com/LSU, OLOLRMC.com/LSU. That's where you can go to the website to learn more about the Championship Health Partnership and about the many different ways that Our Lady of the Lake physicians can help care for you. It's Our Lady of the Lake. Access and convenience is what they provide, and all types of specialty care. If it's cancer, pediatrics, orthopedics, stroke, heart health, they do it all. World-class care right here at home. The same team that takes care of the teams you love, Our Lady of the Lake. Championship Health Partner of LSU Athletics. OLOLRMC.com, Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. Together, we roar. Okay, we do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Shane Beamer's made another addition to his coaching staff, according to the official profile at Gamecocks Online. They've added former NFL All-Pro and Super Bowl champ Dre Bly as a defensive assistant. Dre Bly, of course, a great player in North Carolina in his day. Recently a stint with the New York Jets. He's also been with the Lions, Dolphins, and a short stint with the New Orleans Saints as well. He had previously, with the Lions, been their full-time cornerbacks coach. So Dre Bly headed to South Carolina.
The Missouri Tigers.
3-star safety Jabari Lofton has committed to Mizzou. He's the number 64 safety in the nation, the number 27 player in the state of Illinois. 6'3", 200 pounds, a big safety. He had visits with Illinois, Purdue, Kansas State, Florida State, and others before picking Mizzou, the first safety commit for 2027.
The Tennessee Volunteers.
Injured Tennessee basketball players Nate Ament, Amari Evans, Troy Henderson all returned to practice on Wednesday ahead of the team's game Thursday in Nashville for the SEC tournament. A freshman trio there were all participants, that according to Rocky Top Insider. Ament's missed the last 2 games, the leg injury. Evans hurt his ankle last Saturday. Henderson hurt the left shoulder that he injured in the regular season finale. It's kind of plagued him throughout the season. 5th seed Tennessee plays Thursday against the winner of the game between Auburn and Mississippi State, which right now Auburn is leading 46-40 with about 14 minutes to play.
The Kentucky Wildcats.
And Kentucky's targeting Keegan Brown for a front office role on its men's basketball staff. That's according to On3. Brown served on Mark Pope's staff at BYU for 5 seasons. Oversaw video analytics, in-game strategy, NIL cap management, a lot of other stuff like that. For the last 2 seasons, Brown's been with the Wisconsin Herd of the G League. That's the Milwaukee Bucks affiliate. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC. Hump Day Show is brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Remember, lowest prices, never any contracts. Learn more online, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Okay, quick break. We'll come back. Taylor will be here for Bourbon Dictionary. Get your booze questions in. Email us, tweet us, or text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Zafar?
After further review.
Man, had a family member call me yesterday, got in a car wreck in New Orleans, was rear-ended, and said, hey, just need some like real talk advice. Car's pretty banged up. What should I call Gordon? What do I do? Should I try to get somebody local in New Orleans? I said, look, first of all, if it were me, I'd call Gordon's office. And one of the concerns he had was, well, Gordon's in Baton Rouge. I said, yes, Gordon McKernan physically lives in Baton Rouge, but Gordon has offices all over the state of Louisiana with his team of attorneys that can help you wherever you are. It's one of the things I talk about often. If you're injured, you're in an accident, you're not near your home, whatever the case may be, you don't want to travel, you want to trust someone local. Well, Gordon allows for that no matter where you are in Louisiana because he's got offices all over the state, including in New Orleans. So no matter where you are, if you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. GetGordon.com. Get Gordon. Get it done.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience, or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
At Raising Cane's, we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, and salt every fry. Because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you'll likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim, which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar, but instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Huh. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Everything you need for a stunning garden is at the Plant Barn in Baton Rouge. From trees and shrubs to plants and pottery, the Plant Barn has it all at great prices.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. They're the gang with the slang.
Keep it 100. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is Bourbon Dictionary with Matt Moscona and Taylor Calandro.
I don't understand.
Wrapping up hour number one. Get your booze questions in for Taylor. You can email us, tweet us, or text us 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Taylor's here. How are you, dude?
Good, Matt. Happy 3/11 day.
Yeah, man. Are you a fan?
I love 3/11, yeah.
How could you not? How old are you, by the way?
That is so offensive.
No, it's not. I'm 43. What's your point?
I'm 37.
Okay. Paul, you're 37? Paul's 37. Paul, okay. Whenever we started this bit a few years ago, Muse and Paul had never even heard of 3/11. Didn't even know what I was talking about.
You're lying.
Swear to God. Am I lying? Paul, Muse, am I lying? Am I lying?
Not lying.
Not lying,
Telling
Paul.
the truth.
Telling the truth.
How old is Moose?
32.
That's still not very passable.
It's my point. Like, it's a band that.
Yeah, dude, 3/11. What? Like, I mean, they're not that old. I don't feel like they're that old. But.
Look, they've been making music a long time. I mean.
Yeah, but they're old. But for people in their mid-30s,
yes.
that's inexcusable.
And
they came through here with Snoop Dogg when I was in high school, or right after I graduated high school. I went and saw him. Snoop was wearing a Trenton Holiday jersey.
Love that. I remember that. Snoop went and spoke at, I think, at the Rotary Club meeting, and Les Miles was there. What's interesting, though, like 3/11, on 3/11 day, there was a stretch of time there where they were performing in New Orleans on 3/11 day. So that's probably the one that you were at. But anyway.
No, this was at the River Center. This was Okay. Snoop opened for 311. That was a crazy concert too.
Yeah.
I don't know. This was 20 years ago.
Yeah, no, I remember that. And because Snoop, and that had to be like August, because Snoop was at the Rotary Club with Les. I remember that.
And Trendon was on the stage with Snoop Dogg, and I think a couple other players, but I remember Trendon up there.
Could have got paid to do that now in this era. Maybe got paid then too. Who knows?
Who knows what was going on?
Let's get some booze questions in. What's new?
Speaking of Snoop, we got some new THC seltzers from Indigo.
Speaking of Muse.
Speaking of Muse, yeah. It's from Indigo, and Indigo's the Baton Rouge company. It's a little Baton Rouge place. They're like my favorite THC seltzers that they have. They're like $15 for a 4-pack. These are like sodas almost, like a vanilla soda and a key lime pie and a banana cream soda. They're 5 milligram THCs.
Here's the munchies right there, all in one.
Yeah, they're fantastic. I love their stuff. All of their stuff across the board is really good. I know we don't talk about the THC stuff very often, but it's very pertinent, and that's what people are buying, especially with St. Patty's Day this weekend.
Yeah, Wearing of the Green Parade is Saturday. I will be, so Parrish has a float. Everybody's going to be out at the parade. Look for us. Parrish Construction Roofing got a float. So I'll be on there. What should people be drinking this weekend on the, what should I be drinking on the float?
I hadn't looked at the weather. I don't know how the weather's going to be.
Sunny high of 77.
Oh, my God. Well,
I know, right?
Jameson and ginger ale all day, man. I would get wrecked on Jameson and ginger ale if I didn't have 3 kids on Saturday. That's one of my favorite drinks to have just ever.
High of 76, low of 51. So it'd be cold when we wake up, I think. But by the time the parade's rolling, man, it's going to be gorgeous in Baton Rouge on Saturday. I don't know, man. I rode in the parade a couple of years ago when it was freezing and like a little like freezing rain.
I remember that.
Yeah, 4 years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Yep.
And I just brought a bottle of, I think I just had some Elijah Craig small batch, and I just brought the bottle and a cup, and that's it. And I just poured whiskey in a cup and just sat there and sipped that all day, and it was wonderful.
What did you bring the cup for?
Well, I'm assuming I was willing to share the whiskey. I understand what you're saying, just drink it out of the bottle, but I was willing to share the whiskey. I don't think people would have been too keen on like sharing a whiskey if I'm drinking straight from the bottle.
You didn't want to be the guy drinking off of a fifth of whiskey just straight out the bottle.
I don't mind being that guy. I've been that guy before. I don't mind being that guy at all. Actually, as a matter of fact, when LSU won the national championship in baseball in 2023, I sat in my outdoor kitchen, fired up a live stream, and I drank my Lot B12 year straight from the bottle. So
I do, yeah, I remember.
And it was a wonderful, wonderful memory that I'll share forever. So I have no problem drinking whiskey straight from the bottle.
Hey, me either, man. I'd do it.
All right, so Jameson and ginger ale, huh?
That's my like.
I know you've hyped that for years.
Favorite go-to, crispy, and especially if the weather's going to be super nice. So, I don't even care about the parade. We're not going. So
give me a sense of ratio on that. I can't even, Taylor. Aside from an old fashioned or a Sazerac, I can't tell you the last time I made a whiskey cocktail. Like I don't pour whiskey and Coke, and no judgment if you do. It's fine. Drink what you like. It's whatever. But like, what do you do?
And ginger ale?
Yeah. What are you doing on ratio there?
Well, just a couple ounces of Jameson, and then top it off with some ginger ale and a squeeze of fresh lime. That's what I like. And you can do as much ginger ale as you prefer. You can do as little as you like, and you can do as much Jameson as you want. So, but Jameson's a really light whiskey, and it goes well with ginger ale. It complements it really well for some reason. I don't know. I guess it's just the subtleness of the whiskey itself, but it goes really nice with it, in my opinion.
Any good Irish beers?
You know, the basics, Guinness. I mean, there's other Irish beers, but during St. Patty's Day, man, everybody drinks Guinness. I mean, that is the Irish beer.
Chad said, ask Taylor if they carry 4 6s. What is that?
4 6s. I do not know.
I don't know. It kind of feels like he might be setting me up for something there with that one.
4 6s. I don't know what that is.
Maybe something THC related. Muse would know.
I don't know. Nope.
Four Sixes.
It looks like I'm
Oh, he knows. He's got an answer.
The Four Sixes is a ranch in Texas. They brand their own alcohol, tequila, whiskey. All
Maybe
that
I
stuff.
should be. Maybe this should be Ask Muse.
What is the 4 Sixes Ranch?
It's a giant cattle ranch.
There it is. So they have their own whiskey.
I was just supposed to know that.
Whiskey, a bunch of stuff, man.
Do you not carry this?
No, we don't.
Okay. Must stink then.
It must be terrible.
All right. I can't believe you're not going to be at the parade on Saturday. Shame on you. But
Hey man, kids.
I get it.
6 week old.
I
Life.
actually don't get it. But anyway, we got to go. We'll see you. Thank you.
See you, man.
All right, that's Taylor Calandro from Calandro's. It's after further review, hour 2 after Sports Center.
AFR.
Brought to you by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service. ShawbillsTire.com. ShawbillsTire.com. Name brand tires at wholesale prices, and they'll keep you coming back because they treat you like family. They can do everything that you need. If it's oil changes, you need your tires rotated, they can do all of it over at Shawbills. If you need your wiper blades replaced, they can do it at Shawbills. Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, ShawbillsTire.com, ShawbillsTire.com. Look them up online to find the location nearest you, ShawbillsTire.com. Look them up online if you want to schedule service, if you want to shop tires by year, make, model, body style, price, all that sort of stuff. It's at Shawbills Tire and Auto Service. And by the way, if you're looking maybe for a new profession or you have experience as a mechanic, they're looking for you over at Shawbills. You can always apply to join their team at ShawbillsTire.com. Just hit the careers tab at ShawbillsTire.com, ShawbillsTire.com. It's Shawbills, where we keep you rolling.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
My father, J.B. Faugu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Faugu.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Instead of pursuing Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson twice a season, defensive end Trey Hendrickson's now a teammate. Baltimore agreed to sign the former Bengals defensive end to a 4-year, $112 million contract, $60 million guaranteed. Deal could be worth up to $120 million with incentives. Our Harry Douglas.
You look at his background, a guy that's had a lot of production in the National Football League, rushing the quarterback, but you have a veteran presence, a guy that can be a leader as well. You're getting a player that's remaining in the AFC North, that understands the division as well. You're still getting that premier pass rusher, a guy that can be elite and going to get the quarterback, but also you get to keep your 2 first-round draft picks.
Ravens pivoted to Hendrickson after canceling their trade for Vegas's Max Crosby due to concerns that arose during his physical, and got those 2 first-round draft picks back. Quarterback Daniel Jones and the Colts agreed on a 2-year, $88 million contract, $50 million fully guaranteed at signing, $60 million guaranteed for injury. NBA Golden State guard Steph Curry will miss at least another 5 games with a persistent knee issue, bringing his total to 20 straight absences with the knee.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Thursday, we'll continue to react to a wild NFL free agency period and look ahead to what's next for the teams that haven't made any major moves. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt!
Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Used to. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Matthew Bruni will be here bottom of the hour. Talk a little LSU men's hoops as the basketball season has come to an end. The NFL league year officially began an hour and 2 minutes ago, so we'll get your free agent roundup here in about 15 minutes from right now. Tiger baseball team got a win. They beat Creighton a night ago at Alec Box Stadium. They were down 4-1, and in stepped Omar Cerna with the big swing of the night.
2 balls, no strikes, and a pitch, and he does hammer it deep out into left center field. This one is gone! A grand slam by Omar Cerna.
Yeah, that needed not a bit of drama in the call. Jeff Palermo on the call. It's a great call by Jeff, I'm not saying that, but like, he hit that thing 454 feet. That was a no-doubter off the bat, never close. It was out of here. I mean, what a swing, and what redemption for Cerna, who struck out in the first inning with the bases loaded in a similar spot. You know, what a interesting juxtaposition Tuesday night was. Because first 4 innings of that game, the first 3 innings, were an atrocity. In the last 5 innings, the last 4.5 innings, showed how talented this team is, that when they play to their capabilities, how they can dominate. I mean, like, let's start with how bad it started, okay? First of all, Reagan Ricken got a 1-2-3 first. That was great. Go to the top of the second. Clean leadoff single up the middle. After that, Ricken throws the ball into right field on a pickoff move. Then gives up an RBI single when LSU shifted. It would have been a rollover grounder to the 4-hole. Second baseman shifted over toward the bag. Instead, it's an RBI single. Just like that, you give up a run. Then Ricken goes wild pitch, another wild pitch on a walk. They go get Dothy, who... this is almost inexplicable this happened. He gets a pitch clock violation before he throws a pitch. He's coming out of the bullpen. Before he throws his first pitch, he starts 1-0 because he didn't throw the pitch in time. Walks the guy on 4 pitches. They go get Plog, who, by the way, now the bases are loaded because you've walked back-to-back hitters. They go get Plog, sack fly, you're down 2-1. Then they bunt, and Cerna, who in the bottom of the first struck out with the bases loaded after they intentionally walked Dardar to get to Cerna. I get it. They walked the lefty to get to the righty, and it paid off. But they intentionally walked Dardar to get to Cerna. He strikes out with the bases loaded. Then in the top of the second, they bunt. He's able to look the runner back to third. And like a play that my nephew's 9U team should be able to make. Pick up the ball, step into the field, give yourself an angle, make the throw. Cerna chunks one right in the helmet of the runner. Now, he got bailed out because Jay Johnson challenged it and they ruled runner's interference. Look, Ronnie Rance and Lynn Rollins on the call. They didn't know the runner's interference rule in college, how it differed. And sure surprising to me because that felt like Jay was challenging it like a pissed-off teenager, man. I don't like the call, so I'm just going to challenge it. And he won the challenge. God bless. Great. It doesn't make the throw from Cerna any less, any more inexcusable. So you get bailed out there. Then Milam catches a lineup. Milam was awesome defensively in this game. But that was awful. You come up in the bottom of the second. You have second and third and 1 out. Jake Brown up, strikes out, Dardar, strikeout. Second and third, less than 2 outs. You don't even put the ball in play. Absolutely atrocious. You go out the third. Plug strikes out the first batter, then goes walk, hit by pitch. He loads the bases without even making them swing the bat. Goes and gets Maverick Rizzi, gives up a single, you're down 4-1. I mean, it was awful. Awful. All the bad vibes, all of them. And then you get a run in the bottom of the fourth. And Devin Sheeran entered in the fifth, and the whole game changed. Sheeran and Santiago Garcia combined for 5 innings of shutout baseball on just 2 hits. And one of the hits, by the way, was a double, air quotes, that Garcia gave up. That was a flare over Ruckert's head at second that Ruckert couldn't get back to, and Jake Brown was coming in for and couldn't get there. But because the guy was on his horse, hustled the whole way, he ends up at second base on a double. Nobody hit the ball hard. They were awesome. Both those guys were awesome. And it opened the door for your offense, because if you're trailing, you can't get back in the game unless your pitchers are throwing up zeros. And you found a couple of relievers that were throwing up zeros. And that allowed you to get back into it in the bottom of the fifth, where they went hit by pitch, single, hit by pitch, Cerna's grand slam. So they put 2 guys on. You got to make them pay. Cerna did. Back in the first inning, the guy that was stranded at third, the runners at first and third back in the first inning were 2 hitters that were walked. And you couldn't get those runs home. You got to make them pay. And they did in the fifth on Cerna's grand slam. And then in the eighth, Jake Brown did what Jake Brown has done all year. I mean, to give LSU the final margin there on the 2-run homer. Don't worry about it.
Brown smokes one deep out into right center field. This one's got a chance, and it's gone! A 2-run blast by Jake Brown. It's now 8-4 LSU, and Doug Thompson called it.
Jake Brown's been awesome. There's no other way around it. Everybody's seeing now, we talked about a lot last year, he's a big leaguer. He's a 5-tool guy. There's no reason he shouldn't have been in the lineup every game last year. It's what it is, but you're all seeing it now. It didn't take a genius to see it. You just have to have eyeballs. He's awesome, and he continues to be and will continue to be, which is great. There's 2 other things that I thought were really significant in this game. One was Zach York. And nothing Zach York did in this game except getting thrown out at third is going to be notable. But in this game, York was 2 for 3. In his first at bat, he popped out to foul territory. But he got on twice with 2 singles. And that may not feel notable, But Zach York, the praise he had gotten all throughout the preseason was his plate discipline, cut down on the swing and miss, his ability to put the ball in play. And that has not been there. It has been a feast or famine start to the season for Zach York. The strikeout numbers, way too high. And so the pop-ups have been a problem. I don't have a spray chart. They don't give us access to those advanced metrics like that to be able to look at how many of his outs have been pop-outs. But you're watching every game like I am. You're seeing it. Sometimes you just have to play a team concept offensively and put the ball in play. Put it where they aren't. When he was hit by the pitch in the 7th, earlier in that bet, they were shifted against him. The first pitch, he tried to drop a bunt down the third baseline. Good. Just get on base. It's what too many of these guys are missing right now, is the team concept offensively. Get on, get over, get in. There's so much talent on this offense. You just got to trust that they have those guys behind you that are going to pick you up. So seeing Zach York hit 2 singles in this ball game was really encouraging to me. I would love to see him hit more singles. And eventually, he's going to run into him and they're going to leave the yard. What you can't have is a guy striking out as much as Zach York is and has so far in this season. He's got to be able to put the ball in play. And he's capable. He's certainly capable of it. And he showed that in that game last night. So that was very encouraging. New York right now in the season has 14 strikeouts and 14 walks. Kade Arambiti's 18 strikeouts. He's the only one with more. So 14 strikeouts and 59 at-bats right now for Zach York. Put the ball in play, brother. And then we saw Chris Stanfield last night. Jay told us on Monday on his coach's show that Stanfield, they were easing him back in, right? That we'd see him in some capacity, a limited capacity, but probably wouldn't be ready to be in the lineup until maybe 7 to 10 days is the way he said it. But when LSU got the lead, they made the defensive replacement. They put Stanfield in left. He did get an at-bat. He struck out. If you watched it, it was awful. Very reminiscent of Dickinson last year when he broke the hamate bone. He tried to bunt, couldn't get it down, swung and missed on a defensive swing. It's just very clear. Like, he's not ready to swing. That's okay. But you put him in as a defensive replacement, and I'll take that. I'll take Stanfield's glove in the outfield and whatever he might give you at this point offensively until he's back as a full go. But seeing and by the way, he had 3 putouts in the game. What's the old adage? The ball will find you. And it found Stanfield 3 times last night, which was cool. By the way, this was Jay after the game on getting Stanfield back in the lineup.
I thought it was a good time to get him on his feet again for 4 or 5 innings. Hit off the machine today. He's completely cleared. He's 100% cleared. But there's a arc to doing this responsibly that, I'm trying to manage. But, man, I love having him back. And, as he deserves, it was great to hear the fans get so excited because he's one of the most underrated contributors to what we did last year. Talking about the SEC leader in doubles. The defense, the base running, the clutch hitting. He's a very vital player to what we're doing. Should we have lost a few games without him? I don't think so, but I'm really happy he's back in the mix.
I don't think you're undefeated if Chris Stanfield plays all those games. I do agree that you are fundamentally different. You have had defensive liabilities in left field on plays that Stanfield would have made routinely. And I do believe having a table setter at the top of the lineup would have changed the trickle-down effect like we've talked about for LSU offensive. So I do think it is significant having Stanfield back in whatever capacity that may be. So we'll see what role he might play this weekend against Vanderbilt in Nashville. The Tigers rally, get a win, little bit of an exhale spot, feel good in your belly before you head up to Nashville. The best news for LSU going to Nashville? Evans, Moore, Schmidt. You're going to beat a lot of teams rolling those 3 dudes out there on the weekend. All right, brought to you by Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Hey, crawfish, every day. I'm going to keep reminding you this for as long as they have crawfish. And we're just rolling through crawfish season right now. But remember, crawfish is boiled in-house every day at their in-house boiling rooms. It's not leftover. It's not boiled from someone else and brought in. They have in-house boiling rooms at all 76 Rouse's locations. So when you go into Rouse's, go find their hot and boiled kiosk. You'll see the crawfish, bag, tag, corn, potatoes, the whole fixins, all of it. Grab, go to the register. You got it. Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. St. Patty's Day, the Wearing of the Green Parade this weekend. You're going to be out on the parade route. You want ice-cold beer. You want party trays, platters, whatever it's going to be. Swing in a Rouse's. They got everything you'll need. And, of course, all your ice-cold beer, your adult beverages, water, everything for the kids. They got you at Rouse's. Helping you make your groceries for, 100 years. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Rouse's. This feels like home. All right, y'all. The LSU men's basketball season came to a close today. Matthew Bruni from On 3 will be here in 15 minutes, talk a little bit about it and what the future might hold for Matt McMahon and the Tigers. When we come back, though, the NFL league year is an hour and 15 minutes old. We'll get you caught up on what you missed. Stay here. It's AFR.
AFR.
REV. Let's Rev. Let's Rev.com. Let's Rev.com. Let's Rev.com. Love telling you about Rev. The Moscona household, we are Rev customers. Here at Guarantee Media, we are Rev customers. At Parish Construction and Roofing, we are Rev customers. You'll see these Rev ads highlighting businesses that trust Rev all over the market and the region, because you'll see what we know, which is that if you're a business owner or at your home, you want high-speed internet backed by the security of an all-fiber network, lightning-fast speeds up to 5 gigs, great local service, you want Rev. What else could you possibly want? It's faster, more reliable internet with speeds up to 5 gigs. By the way, the Wi-Fi equipment, that's included at no additional cost, and there's no long-term contracts required. They're local, and they're awesome. They're Rev. R-E-V. Let's Rev.com. Let's Rev.com.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Hi, this is Beth Tarina. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home, with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at Decision Critical.
We're brought to you by River Parish Contractors. Always encourage you to go check them out at rpcontractors.com. rpcontractors.com, as in River Parish Contractors. rpcontractors.com. They do work from Baton Rouge to Chalmette. Now, home base is right there in Reserve, so they love to say we're an hour from anywhere. So you, anywhere from Baton Rouge to Chalmette, you're within an hour of River Parish Contractors. And love the people. They know what they are. They're a small company, but they're big enough to supply all the site managers with support in all divisions. And they know their sweet spot right at the $15 million job range. They know who they are. You got mega contractors that'll do $100 million jobs. That's not River Parish Contractors. So call over to River Parish Contractors. Talk to my friends. Ask for Ronnie. Ask for Chad, Luke, Trey, Josh, Darren, Drew, the whole crew over there. They're awesome. Learn more at rpcontractors.com.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
I'm going to have to check out the rest of your playlist over there, Muse. I got some requests we got to get in.
I take requests. So.
I know you don't know any 311 songs.
Well, I mean, we got to hit Beautiful Disaster still. Yep. That's a good one. We played Down already, right? Yep. I hit that one already? Yep. Okay. I know those are the two that we really liked. That I know that you really like a lot there, too. What was the other one I played already?
You played Amber.
No, I haven't played Amber. You don't like Amber.
You played Amber first.
I did not play Amber first. It started with an A, but it wasn't Amber. It was All Mixed Up. I played All Mixed Up
first. Oh, you played All Mixed Up?
I did.
Oh, I missed
that was the first one, yeah. I know. See, I remember you don't really like Amber.
From the self-titled album.
Oh.
There's just so many good ones. I was listening to Eagle 98.1 this weekend, and they played, it was a deep cut from that self-titled album. Which one was it? It's hard to think of it. You ever find it hard to think of another song while you're listening to a song? Like I'm listening to it, and so like I'm trying to play the song in my head, and all I hear is this.
All I hear is this? No, I don't think I've ever done that.
Yeah. I'm not one of those people that could study with music on or TV on. Like I need quiet.
Oh, see, I liked the music for studying.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that at all. Way too distracting. I need to lock in. Couldn't do it. I'll think of it. All right, anyway, it's after further review. You got to get to You Wouldn't Believe as well. That was from 2001, my college era, but You Wouldn't Believe is a great one. But you got to scroll, you got to like scan through and get to the refrain. So, a little bit of a slow build, but great song. All right, it's after further review. Thanks for hanging out with us here, y'all. Hump Day Show is brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com. Lowest prices, never any contracts. So if you are on HRT at another clinic, it's so worth giving Goodwood a call because their prices are going to be better. And remember, when you do your blood work every 6 months, they pick up the freight for that blood work. Like, you don't pay for that, they pay for that. So think about what you're spending at your current clinic. It's worth switching. Yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. So the NFL league year has officially begun, and the Saints have made official here on Wednesday 5 deals. The deals for guard David Edwards coming over from Buffalo, linebacker Caden Ellis rejoining the Saints, of course, former Saints draft pick who was signed by the Atlanta Falcons, now back in New Orleans. Running back Travis Etienne, tight end Noah Fant, who, remember, the Saints tried to sign a year ago or had in camp a year ago. And then punter Ryan Wright, 4 years, $14 million with $8 million of it guaranteed. Also announcing the re-signing of defensive tackle John Ridgeway. So those 5 additions are official, plus the re-signing John Ridgeway. Now, we also know confirmed deals of departures: Demario Davis, Alante Taylor, Luke Fortner. If you missed that news late Tuesday, Fortner, who started the majority of the games this season at center for New Orleans after Eric McCoy's injury. Fortner, as a free agent, signed with the Carolina Panthers. So the Saints they actually lost both of their backup pieces. Remember, Will Clapp was brought in to be a depth piece, was hurt in the first preseason game, so they went and made the trade, sending Colin Saunders to Jacksonville for Luke Fortner, and that ended up being apropos, as Fortner ended up playing the majority of the season with Eric McCoy out. Well, now Fortner headed to Carolina. And then New Orleans traded punter Kai Kroger to the Houston Texans in a 2028 pick swap. So the Saints sent Kroger in a 7 to Houston for a 6. So there's a couple of things that are still worth keeping an eye on here. Most notably, Cam Jordan, Taysom Hill, Foster Moreau, your current free agents and what may happen with them. During the legal tampering period, there really wasn't a market for those guys. So what happens now, sort of in this next wave of free agency with the league year officially beginning? It's pretty clear that New Orleans, after signing Caden Ellis, addressed their inside linebacker need after letting Demario Davis walk. Well, you got to replace Alante Taylor, and you still need help at receiver and edge rusher. So those would be the 2 other spots I'd say throughout the remainder of this free agent period. Let's keep an eye on who might be available, and as the market settles, you're going to see prices adjust, right? Like it's supply and demand. When when free agency opens, you have a lot of spenders, and the market is what it is, and you got to be aggressive. Well, after that first wave of free agency, and it's like, think of it like musical chairs. Music stops, pull chairs. Well, there's still a bunch of people standing out there, and there's fewer chairs. A lot of those roles are filled already. So your value decreases the deeper you go into free agency, as there isn't as much demand for your services as a player. So the Saints now looking for what their major needs are. And this may be a thing where Cam Jordan ends up back on a one-year bargain basement deal because there isn't really a market for him, which I think is kind of what we all assumed would happen. I am assuming Taysom Hill won't be back in New Orleans, as it felt like he was saying goodbye at the end of last season. I would assume the same with Foster Moreau, as the Saints have added Noah Fant and, of course, already have Juwan Johnson. So those are some of the things that remain to be seen. But, our feeling here, talking about the Saints in free agency, is they've actually done a really solid job. I hated letting DeMario Davis go. And you all know that. We've talked about it plenty. But everything else they've done, not overpaying for Alontae Taylor, love it. Actually going and spending money to solidify your starting left guard position, love it. Going and signing a 1,000-yard rusher instead of using the 8th pick in the draft on a running back and overvaluing that position with a top 10 pick, love it. I love a lot of what New Orleans has done, except letting DeMario Davis walk. Now, you replaced him with a younger player in Caden Ellis, who's 30. But I also think it's fair to say Caden Ellis at 30 wasn't performing at the same level as DeMario Davis at 37. So, and over the next 3 years, do you anticipate Ellis continuing to play at a high level? Or how high of a level? That's something we won't know if this was a good signing for another 3 years. How does Davis work out the next 2 seasons with the Jets? How does Ellis play in New Orleans? Time will tell. But just to be on the record, as you all know, that's the one thing I disagree with. Everything else they've done, I've been on board with. And there's a lot of rave reviews. Like Brian Baldinger on the NFL Network loves what the Saints have done so far in free agency.
I like what Mickey Loomis and Kellen Moore are doing right there because it always starts up front. Kellen Moore won a Super Bowl with the Eagles with the best offensive line in football, Saquon Barkley. So what are they doing? They go out and get David Edwards, who basically started 18 games for the Bills, was a very consistent player the last couple of years with them, didn't have a single holding call this year. Go get Travis Etienne, coming off his best season as a pro. He caught 7 touchdown passes. He ran for 7. He's an explosive back. He stayed healthy this year. I can see this thing starting to come together because, honestly, once you identify Tyler Shuck as your franchise quarterback, and they have, then you just start building around him. I feel like the Saints are building this thing the right way, brick by brick, and I think they're getting back to respectability and to winning games right now.
Odd to say, but after really the last half decade of watching a championship culture and foundation erode, but it does feel like they're getting back to that. And it all starts with seemingly having hit on Tyler Shuck. And when you have that position in place, you can start to build everything else in place around it. And that's what the Saints are doing. Pretty good job so far. All right, it's after further review. Remember, we're brought to you by Evermore, EVA-MOR. Always love having my Evermore with me here. Drink it every day. Last night, got home. I have 64-ounce bottles in my desk at work here. Got them at home. Got home last night after Miracle League with Drew. Opened up a bottle of Evermore. Was drinking it while watching the baseball game. Got in my home sauna last night. Hydrating with Evermore. Doing my podcast last night. Locked on LSU. Have a bottle of Evermore with me. You just keep it with you. And it's a great reminder to stay hydrated throughout the day. EVA-MOR. Evermore.com. Evermore.com. Available at great local retailers. So you can find the retailer nearest you at Evermore.com. Or you can always buy Evermore online at evermore.com. There's a Buy Now tab there at the top right of the homepage if you go check it out. EVA-MOR, evermore.com, evermore.com. All right, y'all, it is after further review. Thanks for hanging out with us here. Hump Day edition of AFR. We are presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. LSU basketball season ended today. Tigers lose to Kentucky 87-82 in the opening round of the SEC tournament. Matthew Bruni from On 3 covers the Tigers. He'll be here to talk about the future of the program next. It's AFR.
AFR.
River City's 1 hour air, where they're always on time, or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001. Temps creeping up into the 80s again today, 82 degrees. If your AC isn't keeping up, call River City's 1 Hour Air. Remember, nights, weekends, they'll always come out. They'll never charge you extra to come out nights and weekends. And when you call River City's 1 Hour Air, you're going to talk to a person. This blows people's mind. We all just assume now when you call a phone number to business, you're going to get AI, you're going to get some automated answering service. When you call River City's 1 Hour Air, you're going to talk to a human being that's going to answer your phone call, get you scheduled. When the technician's on the way, you're going to call, text, and an email alerting you the technician's on the way. They'll send you a picture, name, and reviews of that technician so you know exactly who is coming into your home and you can feel comfortable. It's River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google. Based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
There certainly were plenty of challenges this season, but as part of coaching, as part of college basketball, and really thankful for our group, and we'll look forward to wrapping up with them, and I'm sure we'll break down and kind of map out where things got to be better and where we can make improvements as a program.
Matt McMahon, after the 2026 LSU men's basketball season came to a close, losing in the first round of the SEC tournament at Kentucky. They're just 60-70 overall in Matt McMahon's 4 seasons in Baton Rouge, 3-15 in conference, a dead last finish. The question now, will Matt McMahon's future be in Baton Rouge? Matthew Bruni, on 3, covers the Tigers. Good enough to hang out with us for a couple of minutes here. Matty B, what's up, man?
Hey, Matt, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. Okay, we'll get to all the particulars that everybody wants to know, but just a big picture question. the injuries were obviously a part of this season with obviously DJ Thomas and with Reed. If you play the hypothetical, let's say those two guys hadn't gotten injured. What do you think the season looks like for LSU?
Yeah, I think it's a fair question. And it's honestly something that we haven't talked about a ton on our message board or anything like that because LSU fans don't want to hear it. But I do think they get off to a better start. I think they beat A&M to start the year. I think they win that Kentucky game. They're also at the buzzer. So I ultimately think this is an NCAA tournament team just because it looks like 11 teams from the SEC are going to get in. And I think they would have finished around 7 to 8 wins in the SEC, somewhere in that Auburn range, Oklahoma range.
Wow. What a dramatically different conversation we'd be having right now. How much of the shortcomings do you put on Matt McMahon?
I think it is fair to criticize him. And, I just said they might have won, 7 games in the SEC if they were healthy. So, that's one thing. But I think the most disappointing thing for me watching this team has been the defensive side of the ball. I think they are big enough. I think they are athletic enough to have played better defense than this. When DJ Thomas got hurt, I knew the offense was going to take a hit, right? That's what we know about Thomas and his ball dominance and just how he creates for everybody. I wasn't expecting the defense to finish 14th in the SEC in efficiency. I wasn't expecting the defense to completely fall off and, they're not a dominant rebounding team. So it really troubled me, and I think that's where I can put a lot of blame on McMahon in terms of, all right, you're handed this adversity. Obviously, Thomas is down, but your defense is somehow even worse than your offense in SEC play. And I think that's very, very valid criticism of his this season.
So on Twitter at Matthew Bruni _ give him a follow. Through 4 years, would you say that this program under Matt McMahon has an identity?
I don't think you can say that because I think there's been too much turnover year over year. A lot of these programs that do have an identity, either one of two things. Either they have returners year over year, like a Tennessee every year, they have one of those lead guards, like a Zakai Ziegler or something like that. Or it's the Calipari style where you get high-level talent, high-level freshmen, and you let them play and you score a lot of points and, have an open system. I think there's been too much turnover, too many injuries for him to really have an identity. I would have loved it, again, if this year they really embraced the defensive side of the ball once CJ got hurt, but they just weren't able to do that. So I do think that is another fair criticism of McMahon is, you don't really know what you're getting with him. I think in an ideal world, you have a high-usage point guard, like we saw with, obviously, John Morant, Cameron Payne, a lot of the Murray State teams, and then this year with DJ Thomas. But other than that, I don't think there's much to hold on to.
Do you think he deserves a 5th year?
I don't think I can say he deserves it. I understand all of the misfortune. I understand the bad breaks. But ultimately, this is the SEC, and, you get 4 years at a program, and we understand the situation he was put in with Will Wade, the sanctions and all the cloud and everything like that. But ultimately, you kind of have to make the most of it, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. So I don't think I can say that he deserves a 5th year. I think it just might happen.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned the name that everybody wants to talk about. What do you think about the possibility of Will Wade returning to LSU?
I think there is a real possibility. I think it's on Will to ultimately make the decision and see what's best for him. I think if LSU is going to go all in on men's basketball, which is the decision right now, it's, how into men's basketball are you going to be when you just obviously hired Lane Kiffin and obviously built a $40+ million team for football? Do you really want to do it right now? I think the one name that would get them to go all in would be Will Wade. And with that being the case, he just took the NC State job, obviously. They're projected to be a 10th seed in the NCAA tournament, so they'll make it. And with that being the case, we'll have to see if he reciprocates that interest and if there can be some traction there. If not, I would guess that they retain McMahon and run it back one more year.
First of all, I completely agree with that sentiment. If Will wants to come, he'll be the coach. If not, they'll run it back with Matt McMahon. Do you think, let me ask it a different way, do you think Will Wade would win here at the highest level, meaning make LSU a Final Four and championship contender?
Ooh, Final Four and championship contender is a lot. I think he can get them back to a top 20 team, top 25 team consistently, which is obviously where they were at their peak. I mean, they won the SEC championship clearly and made Sweet 16. I think that is very attainable. But I think it would have to be more than just him to get them to that point. Obviously, the investments, the overall competition, we saw them bump up McMahon's roster cap this year pretty significantly. I think it would have to take another moderate step forward if Will Wade was the coach in order to get to that level, because we're talking Final Fours, we're talking, the Arkansas, how much they spend, Florida year over year, Kentucky year over year. It's just the top 4 or 5 in the SEC are going to spend maybe close to $20 million or $15+ million on a roster. And that, they'd have to get towards that range, I think, no matter who the coach is, but especially, I think, with Will Wade.
On Twitter at Matthew Bruni _ over at On3. You want to take a guess what you think happens? I won't hold you to it because none of us has a crystal ball, and I certainly don't think any of this has been decided yet. You want to take a guess?
Yeah. No. I really think it's going to be interesting over the coming weeks to see how NC State does. I just have a hard time if they win a game in the tournament at NC State and they really are like, no, we're going to pour in, we're going to do everything here. I feel like it'd be hard to leave after 1 year if I'm Will Wade, but I will say it just feels really 50-50 right now. Obviously, all the McNeese people in power over at LSU now really want him. LSU fans really want him. So, I mean, if you can go to him and make a strong offer, I think it'll be interesting.
A strong offer?
A strong offer, Matt.
A strong ass offer?
I'm good at my job.
Matty B, well done, sir. Thanks for the time, man.
Appreciate it, Matt. Anytime.
All right, be well. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Arco Power Systems, ARCCO, Arco.com, Arco.com. Matty B got some generator power run. He could power your entire building with that mic drop right there. Love that so much. ARCCO, at Arco. They're turnkey over at Arco. They can sell, service, install, rent you that Generac industrial generator. Okay, this isn't a generator for your home. It's for your business. ARCCO, Arco.com, 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 Arco Power Systems, Arco.com. Remember, not just in Baton Rouge. All over Southeast, okay? East to Mobile, west to San Antonio, north to Little Rock. Draw a big circle. You anywhere in that footprint, you're a business owner, anywhere in that footprint, you need industrial Generac generator power, you need Arco Power Systems. ARCCO, Arco.com, Arco.com. Look at this. Got a little break here in between the SEC tournament games. So they're running the SEC storied on the Bluegrass Miracle. What do they call that? Do you remember, what did they call this?
It was called, if it's the one I'm thinking of, it was called Miracles, and it parallels the Bluegrass Miracle and, unfortunately, the Mardi Gras Miracle as well together.
God.
That part's brutal, but it's actually really well done. But this actually might just be the one on the Bluegrass Miracle.
No, they have, because I keep glancing up.
Miracles.
Yeah, okay. Good call, Muse. I keep glancing up, and they were showing, I was seeing some basketball stuff, and I don't know that I've seen this, so I was thinking maybe they were just, like, talking about how Kentucky has been a basketball program, and then this was a big football moment and whatever. But no, yeah, that's what they're doing there. So I looked up and I saw Dale Brown and Clarence Caesar.
Hey.
Shout out. Caesar. Lefty, 22. Bro, it used to be so much fun. Like, if you're – I recognize fully that there are many of you that are older than me, who maybe remember pre-Dale Brown, but certainly – the beginning of the Dale Brown era, throughout the 1980s. My awareness of LSU basketball started in the late 1980s. So, like, when my family moved to Baton Rouge, the first year we were here was the 89-90 season. And that was Shaq and Stanley and Chris. And, I mean, what a time, right? I mean, what a time. It's like, so all those teams, Caesar and then Jamie Brandon and all those teams then went into the Ronnie Henderson, Randy Livingston years. And then everybody knows what happened, with Lester Earl and everything subsequent. But we know what it can be here. It doesn't have to be an afterthought. But it takes the right person that's going to inject life, and you got to win. It's that simple. I mean, people around here don't love LSU baseball because they love baseball. People around here love LSU baseball because it's won 8 national titles. Dede Bro wasn't filling the PMAC for gym meets. They started filling it when Jay Clark came, brought the best gymnast in the world here, and won a national title. That's when they started. And it's amazing. I'm a big gymnastics fan now. My family supports gymnastics. We love it. But I wasn't watching gymnastics when Dede Bro was here. She was a coach for 40 years because nobody was watching. Nobody paid attention that she'd ever won anything. Jay Clark comes in, starts getting you there and winning natties. Yeah, okay. They can do it again, man. Anyway. All right, quick break. Hump Day edition of AFR, brought to you by Goodwin Men's Sexual Wellness. Not going to break. Come back. Used to do Tigers and the Pros. Don't you move.
AFR.
Love telling you about our friends over at the Watermark and the Renaissance. Watermark downtown, Renaissance Southtown. Watermark, Renaissance. Renaissance, of course, right there on Bluebonnet. That's where the LSU football team spends their Friday nights before home games. Listen, say it all the time. If it's good enough for the football program to basically move football operations east on the Friday before a football game, perfect for whatever event you got. I mean, they use the grand ballroom for like their team meetings and their team meals and prayer services and things like that. Then they have like smaller rooms or breakout rooms for like the positional meetings. So whatever you've got going on, a giant fundraiser, an awards banquet, a wedding reception, some type of conference, they can host you there at Renaissance. There's plenty of guest rooms as well to accommodate whatever event you got going on. It's a Watermark downtown, Renaissance Southtown, Renaissance Baton Rouge.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The Cane's Box Combo, a symphony of flavors. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. Earned by showing up, putting in the work, the hours that nobody sees. I didn't get here on my own. I trust my coaches to lead, my teammates to step up, and when the game is on the line, Our Lady of the Lake to keep me healthy and on the court. Because it takes a champion to care for a champion. I trust the Lake.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me? Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here. Helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you?
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Muse, look at those jerseys.
But I gotta see them. They're on a crowd shot.
The home golds,
oh,
man.
Dude.
God, the home golds.
Bring it back.
Bring back that court design, too.
Court design is solid. Yes, like it a lot.
Look at that.
The lane yellow, gold, the lane gold,
Thank
and
you.
Inside the like by the free throw line, purple, strong. What are we gonna call that? The circle. Yeah, thank you. There you go. That's what we were looking for. We got there.
Yep. Look at the pastime.
Yum.
Like going to the pastime, get me a big ragu. Just keep this going. Muse, hit Tigers in the pros. Let this be Tigers in the pros today.
All right, I'll just start then.
Oh, you can't hit the thing? How about you hit the thing, and then put it back up later?
Here, let's do this. Yeah.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
Ronnie Henderson. Oh, my God.
All right. Caleb Chason, he's got a new team. Signed earlier today with the Washington Commanders. It's a 1-year deal, according to the NFL Network. Worth $11 million with an upside to $12 million with incentives. This will be his 7th season, coming off his breakout year. Obviously, with the New England Patriots, now will be over there in Washington, D.C. with Jaden Daniels. World Baseball Classic. Aaron Nola on the bump. On the bump for Team Italy tonight, but this isn't a big game for Team Italy. This is a big game for the United States of America. Aaron Nola can save the United States of America by going out there and beating Mexico tonight, and that's what we all need to root for. Nola's born American, playing for Italy. He's going to go out there and save America's life here tonight and get them into the knockout stage. Speaking of some more baseball, Alex Lang threw a 1 inning of relief for the Royals today. Did give up a hit and a run, but also did have a strikeout there. Couple notes from the NBA. Trendon Watford dropped 11 and 4 in 15 minutes off the bench a night ago, added 2 assists, and the Sixers got a massive win in that one. Tari Eason was back in his starting role again for the Houston Rockets. 31 minutes. Shot 50% from the floor, but didn't take many shots. It only resulted in 8 points, but did stuff the stat sheet elsewhere, especially on the defensive end there. 3 boards and 2 steals. Rockets get another win. And then Naz Reid.
Should have stayed. Look at Dave Neal.
25. Golden Pipes, man. 25 minutes, 13 and... Yeah, I love it. Yes, 13 and 6. Couple blocks as well for Naz in the game against the Lakers. That's Tigers and Pros.
You can love Dave Neal. As someone who has long since respected the Daves from the JP Sports days. But to say Dave Neal, and Dave's come on the show, I think he's great. He's a great announcer. He does not have golden pipes.
Love it.
No. Golden pipes is a different era, as they would refer to as the voice of God. Dave Neal does not have golden pipes. He is a very recognizable voice. He's an excellent broadcaster, both college, football, basketball, baseball.
Very good at
baseball. He's fantastic.
Fantastic at baseball.
You can't say golden pipes. I'm going to give you some side-by-sides and illustrate to you.
Okay, here we go.
Well, I don't have readily...
I thought you were doing this now.
I don't have readily available audio clips of...
Oh. I thought you were just going to be like Dave Neal, Keith Jackson. I thought that's what you were going to do.
Keith Jackson. I would not say Golden Pipes. No.
Interesting.
Again, a recognizable voice. Someone who is what's the word I'm
associated with? I don't.
What's my word? Oh, look at Steve Shaw. Hey, there he is. Hour 3 next.
After further review.
He is synonymous with college football. My goodness. Williamson Eye Center. Synonymous with perfect vision. Give me one. How about that? WilliamsonEye.com. Williamson, EYE.com. Want to see 2020? Call 924-2020 for the Williamson Eye Center. Tell you, man, set up that consultation. And it doesn't matter if you're not a man. I said tell you, man, just as an expression. But if you're a woman, great too. It doesn't matter. If you want to see 2020, call the Williamson Eye Center. Dr. Blake Williamson will sit down with you, go over all the options. Maybe it is LASIK. Maybe you don't want LASIK. Evo ICL is an alternative to LASIK for people who are nearsighted that is completely reversible, where they implant a contact lens into your eye. Learn more about all the amazing options that are available at the Williamson Eye Center. Call 924-2020, 924-2020, or go to WilliamsonEye.com, WilliamsonEye.com, WilliamsonEYE.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Gutted is how Ravens GM Eric DeCosta described how he felt after learning concerns popped up during pass rusher Max Crosby's physical, which led the team to back out of a trade agreement with the Raiders. He explained he had to follow the Ravens' medical staff advice and nix the trade. DeCosta acknowledged Baltimore tried to land both Crosby and Trey Hendrickson. Hendrickson did agree to a 4-year deal with the Ravens today. ESPN NFL insider Dan Graziano explains what's next for Vegas.
I think what you'll see here is the Raiders kind of regroup. They had meetings last night. What do we do now? Can we afford all these guys? What do we do with Max? I think right now, given how depressed the value is of Max Crosby as a trade asset, you'll see the Raiders take their time, maybe revive some of these talks as we get closer to the draft or later into the summer. But there is a scenario where he's on their team in 2026.
Quarterback Daniel Jones and the Colts agreed on a 2-year, $88 million deal, $50 million fully guaranteed. On ESPN2, it's the Southland Tournament Final. McNeese leads Stephen F. Austin 42-25 at the half. The winner clinches an automatic bid to the men's NCAA tournament.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. And oh, by the way, it's a hump day. Hey. Man, Ronnie Henderson.
It's hump day.
Let's hump, everybody.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
It's the start of the NFL league year.
Hump day.
Breaking news.
It's hump day.
We can do it. Foster Morrow.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Former New Orleans Saint Foster Morrow.
Hump day.
Houston Texan tight end Foster Morrow.
It's hump day.
Details coming up.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
After the break.
Hump day.
Not really a break coming.
It's hump day.
Hey, Muse.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Hey, Skunk.
Hump day.
You got to the bottom of the Golden Pipes discussion?
It's hump day.
We looked at Don LaFontaine in the break there.
LaFontaine.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
The movie guy. He did all the movie trailers.
Yes.
Hump day.
Golden Pipes.
It's hump day.
Mike.
Can you play
What day is it, Mike?
Don LaFontaine?
Oh, sorry. I closed it out there. That's my bad there, man.
Hump day.
It's called a callback, Muse. I mean,
No, we're going to get it right here.
First day in media.
This is easy.
Turn the music down a little bit. Down, so you're drowning me out here. Man.
Middle of a sentence. Mom, I'll help you with the dishes. Literally. And it never went back. And I was just cut up in class. And when I went to school the next day, I didn't want to talk.
Give me a clip of him actually performing as a voice actor.
Gotcha.
God. Oh. Muse, I swear, if I didn't tell you to wipe your ass, I think you'd walk around with poop on you all day.
No. We
what
wouldn't do that.
are we talking about here?
Cars were totally underwater.
In a world where both of our cars were totally underwater,
There you go. Golden Pipes.
Golden Pipes.
You get it now, or you hear that. You hear Dave Neal. Do you understand the contrast?
Yeah, it's just two different things there. That's just what we're looking at here. Like we're looking at like a voice actor guy.
One is an illustration of Golden Pipes. The other, Dave Neal, right there, by the way, right there.
There he is
not. Fantastic broadcaster, not Golden Pipes. Don LaFontaine, Golden Pipes. As you mentioned, BC, the former voice guy on the station, Golden Pipes.
Yeah.
Dave Neal, not Golden Pipes. Matt Moscona, not Golden Pipes.
Silver Pipes for Dave Neal.
That's
what we're going with. Silver Pipes, man. There's nothing wrong with silver.
I might go. How about we just go with Pipes?
Oh, man. Missing the podium entirely.
Entirely, yes. Entirely. Okay. It's after further review. Oh, Steve Shaw. It's after further review.
How many times are you going to do that?
I saw Steve Shaw in this documentary.
Literally did that at the end of last hour.
There he is right there.
I see him now, the director of officials, yeah.
He's aged a lot since this documentary. What year did they make this documentary?
I can look that up. I'm not sure.
Please do. I'd love to look that up. Because Steve's aged a lot since this documentary. And it doesn't feel like this was maybe that long ago, but I see Steve every year at SEC Football Media Days. Actually, he's now the national. He's not even the SEC director anymore. He's the national.
Right, yeah.
Because now it's John McDade.
Who does the, SEC. October 30th, 2025.
This
SEC
is a year old?
Yes, this is a year old.
Wow.
Not quite, actually. I mean,
they had to shoot it, edit it, so it was released now. So maybe this is 2 years old. Maybe when they shot this interview 2 years ago. I can't believe that.
That's what it says, man.
Oh,
yeah.
Demetrius Hookfin. Wow.
I think we should just keep doing this and let you randomly say names that people you're seeing on the TV.
Let me tell you something candidly here, since you and I are together. You, the audience member, you, me, Muse, Paulie, we're all just hanging out together, okay? We have a clock. We firmly abide by a clock. It's broadcast. Well, Senator Bill Cassidy is scheduled to join us in the next segment. And his folks reached out because on Friday, President Trump held a panel discussion at the White House about the future of college football. A day later, Senator Cassidy, who is the chairman of some commission. Y'all know I ain't a political person. I tell you this all the time. But Senator Cassidy, who is on the he's the chairman. Here you go. He's the chairman of the Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee. So all of these issues regarding college sports fall under the purview of that committee, of which he is the chairman. So after the president held his roundtable Friday, Senator Cassidy held his committee meeting about this. So the reason I think this is relevant, obviously, is we're all wondering if the federal government is going to get involved to enact some type of legislation to add guardrails to college sports. So naturally, I'll have this conversation with a U.S. senator who's going to do this. But his time allotment, and I'm very respectful that he's got a lot going on, was 5:25 to 5:35. Typically, if we take a break at 5:30, that's the very end. Like, that's pushing it. So but now I got to push like 5:25 and then push the segment past to 5. So I'm like, I guess we'll just go a little long here.
It works, yeah.
And then
make it up on the back end.
I just don't like doing that.
I know.
Because then you end up with really short segments, and that's not good for anybody. But that's, I think, what we have to do here. So anyway, so Senator Cassidy will join us in exactly 15 minutes. And I want to talk to him, and we'll have to be, and he's got a hard stop at 5:35. So we have to be very efficient with our time with Senator Cassidy, and I'm looking forward to that conversation, though. Okay. Let's get to this news here about Foster Moreau. We are brought to you by Relief Windows, reliefwindows.com. Windows, door siding, they do shutters too. Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. Tell you every day, energy-efficient replacement windows, beautiful entry doors, hardy plank vinyl siding. They do shutters and now roller shades as well. So not only climate controlling the rooms in your home, but also as far as light controlling. You want these sort of blackout shades to keep it darker in your home during the daylight hours, or even darker at night. So lights, if you have a problem with lights, street lights, or neighbor's lights getting in, great option here. It's Relief Windows. ReliefWindows.com. Windows door siding, they do shutters too. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Okay, Foster Moreau is out in New Orleans. Foster Moreau has agreed to a deal with the Houston Texans. So Foster Moreau, after 3 seasons in New Orleans, is out. He will now be a member of the Houston Texans heading west. I will certainly look back at Foster Moreau's time in New Orleans with a smidge of disappointment, not in any way in Foster, who is a great person, a great leader, a really good NFL player. But his time in New Orleans, remember, has sort of been defined, though, by his cancer diagnosis and subsequently beating cancer, which is amazing, and a hallmark of what makes Foster Moreau such an inspirational person and an amazing leader, which is why he wore the 18 jersey at LSU. And an amazing story, right? New Orleans, Jesuit, LSU is like the last member of the signing class, becomes a starter, becomes, 18, NFL, drafted, Raiders, gets to play for his hometown team in New Orleans. Awesome. Like, similar trajectory like we talked about with his former LSU teammate, Will Clapp. But the cancer diagnosis was part of it. And then the other, of course, was the knee injury, which he suffered quite literally in the last game of the season in 2024, which cost him a chunk of productivity in 2025. And I sincerely hope for Foster he's able to recover and regain some of the form that made him a starting caliber tight end in the NFL, that made him a draft pick of the Raiders and a very productive player, one that the Saints wanted to sign. He's only 28 years old. Does that strike you as odd when I tell you that Foster Moreau is 28 years old? Like, it feels like Foster's older than 28. Maybe it's just that I'm getting older. But played in 11 games for the Saints in 2025 after he started the season on the PUP list because of the knee injury. But he only caught 7 passes for 59 yards. He missed the final 2 games with an ankle injury. And it's probably a good time for a new beginning for Foster, as the Saints have already agreed, have signed Juwan Johnson to his extension a year ago. And now this year they've added Noah Fant. Remember, last year they drafted Moliki Mataval out of UCLA. So they've got some younger tight ends coming up through the ranks, and they've now spent on 2, both their in-house guy in Juwan Johnson and bringing in free agent Noah Fant. So this should not in any way be surprising. If anything, disappointed that Foster's time in New Orleans, in some respects, defined by the cancer diagnosis and the knee injury. But excited for him to have played in his hometown and now to have this opportunity to continue his career, new beginnings in Houston, and hopefully to have a great opportunity there to regain form and maybe even be a starter again. It's worth noting, obviously, in Houston, they do have Dalton Schultz, who is their starter. I'm not suggesting that Foster Moreau is going to go there and sort of usurp Dalton Schultz in Houston. But he's obviously a player who can still be a capable and competent and very good option as an NFL tight end. So congrats to Foster Moreau. His time in New Orleans, though, is done, as I would assume is Taysom Hill's. We're just waiting on that sort of formality. The other one that we're keeping an eye on, of course, is Cam Jordan. What is going to happen with the Saints' all-time sack leader, who the Saints did not agree to an extension with? He was not signed during the legal or agreed to terms with any team during the legal tampering period, and now we wait to see what the future will be for Cam Jordan as well, the other sort of big name that we'll keep an eye on here. All right, it is After Further Review. Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. We are glad that you're hanging out with us here. YourGoodwood.com. I should remind you that when you go down Drusilla in Baton Rouge, where Goodwood is, there's 3 clinics all in one. There's Goodwood, which is the men's clinic. There's Unique Physique, that's the GLP-1, semaglutide, tirzepatide. And then there's Unique Aesthetics and Wellness, that's the aesthetics clinic. They got Botox and $8 unit Botox, by the way. It's an everyday price. All your laser therapies, laser hair removal, hydrofacials, body contouring, they do it all there at Unique Aesthetics and Wellness. So all 3 in one complex right there on Drusilla in Baton Rouge. YourGoodwood.com, YourGoodwood.com. LSUBaseballRecap.com. Okay, it's after further review. Senator Bill Cassidy is going to be with us in exactly 10 minutes. So he'll be with us from 5:25 to 5:35. We'll talk about the future of college sports. Let me knock out a break. We'll come back, and I will give you a quick thought from Jay Johnson, who addressed the media before LSU takes off for Nashville to go open up conference play at Vanderbilt this weekend. And then we'll talk about the future of college athletics with Senator Bill Cassidy here in about 10 minutes. So stay here. It's AFR.
After further review.
You want to buy your pool online? That sounds kind of wild. I get it. Like, we buy consumer goods online. But if we're being honest, we buy everything online. We buy clothes online. We buy all of our my wife buys stuff at Amazon every single day. You can buy a car online. Talk about South Point Volkswagen all the time. Why not your pool as well? Well, Derek Duplessis and the team at Duplessis Builders have set that up as well for you. And it's such a cool function that even if you're not in the market for a pool, just to go check it out because it is really cool. Go to DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net. You live in Louisiana. You should be able to spell Duplessis. DuplessisBuilders.net. Hit the Pick Your Pool tab. It's right there on the homepage. Just hit that button right there. You'll see 11 different pool designs. Now, you can make any type of custom resort-style pool you want, but you can pick one of these 11 and then just go through and choose all your features. Tiling, coping, you want water features, whatever you lights, all that sort of stuff. Pay for it right there online. DuplessisBuilders.net.
Investing in a new roof doesn't have to be overwhelming. At Pelican Roofing, we offer 0 interest for 21 months because everyone deserves a safe, secure home. Trusted, local, affordable. Pelican Roofing, making quality roofing affordable for South Louisiana families.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
I have no doubt that Our Lady of the Lake will keep me healthy. They make sure to do whatever they can in their power to make sure that we're 100%. They're constantly giving us resources, giving us advice on what to do. I think that just really helps us be the best players that we can be.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Oh, look, Steve Shaw. Not really.
I was going to ask, is he really on there? Or are you just saying
no.
that?
LSU's trying to hold off Kentucky. I don't think they're going to do it.
I wonder how it's going to go.
I mean, I'll watch that game live. Had a little TV in my bed. My brother and I had bunk beds. I was 12, 13 years old. Had little bitty TV in the room, like a 12-inch.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Man.
That kind of makes it even worse.
Mardi Gras Day.
Kind of makes it even worse. That's what you were watching it on.
Well, you didn't know any better.
I know, but I mean, still, you think back about it.
At the time, it's amazing you had a TV in your room.
Yeah.
That was the thing. I had a TV in my room. Later, we were watching episodes of South Park we weren't supposed to be watching.
Of course.
Mom and Dad didn't like that.
No.
Couldn't watch South Park. Couldn't watch Married with Children. Couldn't watch Seinfeld because because of the sex. Couldn't watch Simpsons because Bart called his dad Homer, and that's disrespectful.
Yep, he does.
Let's see, what else couldn't we watch? But then again, my dad would let us watch Jean-Claude Van Damme movies because we did Taekwondo. And there was all type of cursing and bloody and sex scenes and all kind of stuff in every Van Damme movie.
Yeah, those are rated R.
Yeah.
We
can. I think back of it now. I'm like, you had a problem with the cartoon calling his dad Homer.
Yeah.
And with South Park where they're killing Kenny.
Every show.
All of them. All of the shows.
Every episode.
Literally every one. But we can't watch.
No.
But we can watch Van Damme. Chun-Li's got the compound fracture on the dude, breaking his, the bone sticking out of his leg and whatnot.
Ooh.
How about that one? Lionheart was a good one. Underrated. You ever see Lionheart?
Have not. No, I have not seen
Underrated.
it. Underrated. Okay.
Underrated Van Damme movie. Okay. It's after further review. Senator Bill. We're going to go from that to Senator Bill Cassidy in about 3 minutes. It is after further review. Jay Johnson met with reporters today. Tigers a day ago beat Creighton 8-4, rallied from a 4-1 deficit. Big blast, a grand slam by Omar Cerna. Jake Brown, a 2-run blast in the 8th. 5 innings of shutout relief combined from Devin Sheeran and Santiago Garcia. Such a giant part of this part of the season is figuring out who you can trust in what roles. Sheeran, Garcia, showing you those are guys that you can certainly count on out of the bullpen. Jay Johnson, when he met with reporters on Wednesday, however, was asked about starting SEC play on the road at Vanderbilt as opposed to starting at the box.
I don't ever think about it because you can't control it. I have my preferences, I will say that. But, we don't even usually get the schedule till, October 1st or something like that. So, it is what it is. I think they try to balance it out. I haven't kept score, to be honest with you. I know you get 15 at home and 15 on the road. I always look for even maybe more than that. Where's the spot where you have 2 in a row at home, which we do the next 2 weeks? Or where's the spot where you're going on the road twice? I think for this team, going on the road this weekend can be a positive for us.
Tigers will start on the road against Vanderbilt. They'll be back-to-back home against Oklahoma and Kentucky before they hit the road against Tennessee. Senator Bill Cassidy is good enough to join us. His time is very limited, so we'll go right to it. Senator, we appreciate you. How are you, sir?
Matt, I am doing fantastic, man. How are you?
Doing really well. We'll jump right into it because the nature of the convo stems back from, I guess, a piggyback on the roundtable that the president had at the White House on Friday. And a day ago, you had in D.C. a similar roundtable. Can you just sort of give us the nuts and the bolts of what that meeting was a day ago?
We had a roundtable on NIL, which is like a Wild West, which is like so much that is chaotic that we really are talking about something that could be a great advance for the sport, or it could destroy college sports. And it started Collis Temple. People in Louisiana know Collis Temple.
Sure.
Collis was the first black to sign an athletic scholarship with LSU back in the early 70s. And he goes to me, if a kid goes to LSU, I used to be able to tell him, stay there 4 years, keep your nose clean. You're going to graduate with a degree. The university and the community will take care of you, and you're set up for success. Now they change schools every year. They don't have any loyalty to the institution. The institution has no loyalty to them. 0.5% will play pros, and the other 99.5% may not graduate, and they no longer are set up for success. Now, Collis tells me that over breakfast at Louis, and so that kind of started where we were yesterday, a roundtable on NIL, and then we're going to have a committee hearing later in the month, see if we can't do something to make it positive and not a net negative.
Senator, the NIL is 5 years old now, and to date, the federal government has not involved themselves. Why has the federal government collectively been hesitant to act to put up guardrails for NIL?
Well, partly you got to let it sort out, okay? Like forever. Coach Tommy Tuberville, the old Auburn coach who stomped all over the eye of the tiger way back when they played LSU.
I remember.
Yeah, and then we beat his rear end. So he goes, they have been encouraging the NC2A to share revenue for decades, and the NC2A never would. Mm-hmm. And finally, they're forced to by a court case. But since then, it's been kind of sorting itself out. Initially, okay, you're sharing the revenue. That's a good thing. Now it is something where you see a few universities are going to do well. A lot more are going to strain to do well. And then if you talk to someone, for example, at Northwestern State University, are they ever going to have a good athlete again who is not picked up by a Power 5 school? Northwestern has people playing in the Major League Baseball. They've had some really good athletes go through. I can tell you the future is they're just going to be a farm club for a Power 5. And I was told that most kids who enter the transfer portal, no, not most, but many kids who enter the transfer portal end up not getting an offer from someplace else. And so they're kind of tricked into going to the portal by an agent. They don't get a place to land, and then they're worse off than before. So I think, Matt, we've had to let that sort itself out. And now that it has, we're going to try and put the emphasis back on the student and student athlete.
Senator Bill Cassidy is with us. So now that we have a 5-year sample of what's happened in NIL, is there enough of an appetite among members of Congress to actually put up to reach some legislation that can supersede state law, which is basically overriding everything the NCAA does?
Okay, so there's two aspects of this, and now I'm going to be a little bit processy.
Okay.
I'm the chairman of the Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions. I can work on a law that addresses education, labor, and pension. That's a big deal. What you just described is antitrust, and that is the Commerce Committee, and that's separate from me. I got no control over that. So I talked to Charlie Baker, president of NC2A. He would love some antitrust legislation. That ain't me. But I can say something like, let me give you an example for this. You're familiar with Title IX.
Of course.
I think this is a class action lawsuit waiting to happen if it turns out the distribution of the NIL of the revenue sharing between the university and the athletes doesn't have some provision for Title IX. Right now, it doesn't. Now, I may be wrong, but you can imagine there's an attorney out there thinking about it. We've got to consider, but that could kill football. Mm-hmm. If you kill football, you speak to coaches like Nick Saban, you're going to kill Olympic sports.
Yes.
The way we pay for Olympic sports, gymnastics, for example, or things like golf teams and basketball, women's soccer, et cetera, is the revenue from the football program. So if you don't figure out how to make the football program thrive, you don't have the dollars to pay for these other sports. But what are you going to do about Title IX? It's a mess, man, and that's what we got to work out.
I understand you said you're being processy, and I respect that there's a long process in Congress. But if antitrust legislation did get to the floor of the Senate, would you vote for it?
Oh, well, you always got to see the legislation before I vote for it. So let me just say that, and that's not an excuse. It's just you got to see the legislation. Democrats so far have objected to anything which would put limitations on the current system. Now, that's why I had Collis Temple, asked Collis Temple to come, and, of course, African-American, mentored all these athletes. Collis was great. He was like, there's some kids who are far worse off now than they used to be. He and Tuberville were going back and forth in a positive way. Because Coach Tuberville, he would say, again, 0.5% of these kids are going to the pros. And the 99.5% are not. And Collis would say those are the kids that you want to stay in your institution. They graduate, have a relationship, loyalty, whatever they do, sell insurance, people come to see them because they were a great athlete. And now you've lost that. So Collis kind of said, wait a second, the current system's not the best system. Can we do something different? So he had all the street cred that you want from somebody who had played and mentored so many other people. So the antitrust, it may get there, but we're going to have to do a lot of education for my Democratic colleagues.
Senator Bill Cassidy is our guest. In your view, what is the best system?
So Democrats would like to make these athletes employees. I don't like that idea. If they're an employee, worst case scenario, if they're required to keep their GPA at 2.0, then you'd have to pay them for the hours that they studied. They'd have to pay taxes on what you're paying them to do. There's just a lot of complications with laws if you make them employees. That's a big issue. Are they employees or not? And that's going to be, and like Bernie Sanders wants to give the right to unionize. They'd have to pay taxes on the value of their scholarship, taxes on the value of their training table. That just becomes a complexity that for most kids would not be what you want, period. So I don't want that. I do want some sort of, okay, we're going to keep you from being exploited. We're going to have a standard contract where there's not an agent taking 40% of what anecdotally you're hearing this. Agents are getting 40%. In the NFL, there's a standard contract, I'm told, but not here. There's a standard contract that the student athlete and the university would work around that would protect the interest of the student athlete. That there would be some guarantee that if a kid is going to another college, that his hours are going to transfer, and if they don't, the college he's transferring to would have to make it up for him. And why is that, Nick? Nick Saban, talking to Nick, he goes, he had a student athlete who transferred to another school. He was 18 hours from graduating at Alabama. He lost 56 hours when he went to the other school. Now, he's not going to the pros, and he's not going to graduate, and he's worse off. There needs to be complete disclosure that when you transfer to us, you're losing all these hours. That's just a start. Let's make sure the student athlete knows everything and is not caught, kind of blindsided, if you will.
So what you're saying now is that disclosure doesn't exist?
No, it doesn't exist right now. It's a Wild West, man. It's a Wild West.
What I think you and I probably have some agreements on this, probably a lot of disagreements as well. But there something that I hear often, Senator, from I'm sure a lot of your constituents is, doesn't the federal government have anything better to do than worry about college sports? Why is this something that you and your office and your colleagues should be considering?
Well, theoretically, I'm a conservative. So government sets the guardrails, and then people live within them. And if there's a group of people, like when you go to the stock market, there are certain regulations that are set up when you interact with your stockbroker that make sure that there's full disclosure on what's taking place. If we have tax-exempt universities getting benefit from the federal government to theoretically provide an education, and instead become a pro football team embedded within a tax-exempt university receiving benefits from the federal government to educate the people. I mean, Matt, do you see something wrong with that?
I think there's a lot wrong with the way the process is set up right now. I also see a lot right, but that's where I'm curious, and I know we got about 60 seconds left because you have a hard stop, but do you believe that a federal resolution is even possible, that we can get there?
Hey, man, I'm not here to waste my time. I think we can put up guardrails that protect the interest of the federal taxpayer, you and me, by the way, you and me.
Sure.
The interest of the student athlete, and we make sure that these tax-exempt organizations receiving a large amount of federal funds to educate our people are actually about educating our next generation and not about merely supporting an embedded pro ball team. I don't want to meddle forever. I want to set up guardrails and have people live within them. just like you do with your stockbroker. And by the way, I also agree that there is a lot of good with how things have gone. I agree with Tuberville. There should have been a distribution way before.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
I suspect we agree more than you might think.
No, I think we do. I absolutely think we agree a lot on this. I also think that the adults in the room are the ones that mucked it up for 100 years, and I don't mind kids getting paid. And I'm not offended by competitive imbalance in any way. We've always had competitive imbalance in college sports. But I do also agree with what Collis Temple was saying was can we find some structure that is going to protect the student athletes that maybe aren't going to have the great opportunities at the next level. So, but I'm also big on personal accountability. So there's a lot of gray. There's a lot of gray in this conversation. I know you have a hard stop and you have to go. But let's maybe circle back when you have some more time, because I would love to explore this even further, because I do think it sounds like federal legislation might be the only way we ever do get guardrails in this space.
And we're going to have a hearing, an actual committee hearing at the end of the month.
Okay.
And so, and we'll be drafting the legislation. We got a request for information where you ask people to give us their thoughts. So this is a process where we're trying to explore it. So anybody who's really listening to this and wants to express themselves, to go onto our website to help. Just go to the help committee, like help me, help committee, and you'll be able to get hey, give us your thoughts.
What's the website, sir?
It's help.senate.gov. help.senate.gov.
Help.senate.gov. Help.senate.gov. Okay, whenever you have the committee meeting, I'd love to have you back on the show so we could explore further.
Let's do it, Matt.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Bye.
Okay, that is Senator Bill Cassidy. He even gave me an extra 2 minutes, so I appreciate that. All right, let me knock out a break. I want to react to that next. AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Clegg's Nursery. 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Seagan near Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. You know where they are. They're all over town. Hey, look, I know in the next few days we're going to see that last little cold snap. Thankfully, the Tigers will be gone. So, Muse, we may not get an ice box this year. I mean, we may not at all.
Let's not speak too soon.
Have you worn a jacket to a game yet?
Yes, one. But it was just because it was a little chilly. It was this jacket right here that I'm wearing, a little light coat.
I'm telling you, we may just veer clear of the ice box this year. Spring's here, y'all. Get by Clegg's Nursery. Those green tree frogs are back, croaking in the back of my house. Get those flowers and plants and trees and shrubs. Get those flowers in them flower beds, y'all, them patio pots. Plant that vegetable garden. Get your hands in the dirt and just plant something. Clegg's can help you do it. Buy local, shop local at Clegg's Nursery.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Parrish Construction and Roofing, trusted by champions, built for Louisiana.
Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing.
Parish Construction and Roofing. ParishBuilt.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
There it is. Muse was sitting on it for me. Happy 311 Day, y'all. Thanks to Senator Bill Cassidy for joining us. I'll put you this way. I am the whole NIL rev share, this whole conversation has so much complexity to it. There's no way around that. Like everything that the senator mentioned, like there's a lot of nuance. Yes, you have a lot of guys transfer, men and women transfer, who end up not finding a landing spot. Then they're no longer enrolled in school, so they're not working toward a degree. Well, what's the point of higher education? What's the point of college athletics? You could look and say, should we build in protections for them? Or should we say, nobody made them go in the portal. They did that on their own volition. They're the ones who chose to go test the market. At some point, we all in our lives have to accept accountability for the decisions we make. You go in, you're at a spot where you have a scholarship, working toward a degree, playing a sport. You choose to go in the portal and you don't find a landing spot. Sorry. Guess what? Doesn't mean you can't go to school. You just got to go pay for it now. Like all of us did. I mean, unless you're very fortunate and got a scholarship, or I shouldn't say fortunate, unless you're super smart and worked really hard, got an academic scholarship, or whatever the case may be. It's life. Sometimes life's going to kick you in the ass. Sometimes you make bad decisions, and you have to live with the consequence of those decisions. Similarly, I understand why players unionizing could be beneficial, because if they unionize, then you could do a lot of the things people say, like cap agents' fees, cap revenue, cap salaries, contracts, like we see in the NFL. There's a salary cap. Well, they collectively bargain. The players unionize, they collectively bargain. Okay. Well, Senator Cassidy's 100% right. If you unionize, then you're taxing their scholarship money and everything he walked through. He was saying the training table and everything. No student athlete's going to want that, especially not the bare minimum. Like we think, Sam Levitt got millions of dollars to come play a season at LSU. It's true. That's also a microscopic percentage of the student athletes that are getting paid in this era. So unionizing doesn't make sense for all of them. Listen, I'm a free market capitalist. Eventually, the market ain't going to bear this. Eventually, you're not going to be able to, people aren't going to want to keep spending that dollar amount for a player. And when that happens, the market settles. It's going to happen eventually. It'll settle somewhere, however it has to go. And the other thing, he was talking about Northwestern State being a farm system. I don't care. Colleges are a farm system for the pros. Why not colleges be a farm system for other colleges? Who cares? So? You're 17 years old. You're okay. You go to Northwestern State. As you get to be 18, 19, 20, you physically come into your own, and now you have an opportunity to go play in the SEC and make a lot of money and put on for scouts at a higher level and better yourself, why wouldn't you go do that? Like, I got no problem with that. The problem, in my estimation, we've had in college sports for so long, especially college football, is people acting like they are what they aren't. This whole farce of the FBS with 136 teams, like, we pretend like Fresno State is the same as Southern Cal. Who in the hell believes that's true? You got eyes in your head? Do you honestly think that Florida Atlantic ever is going to be the same as Florida? Like, nobody believes that. But they compete on the same level because financially it's how they've decided that they want to divvy up the bowl money and the TV money and all that sort of stuff to make it work that way. It's a farce. We got to start there by having these schools recognize what they are competitively, but they don't want to do it because it's the same thing. I'm not picking on Ole Miss here, but it's the Trinidad Chambliss situation. You want to know how to stop a lot of this nonsense with court cases? How about the adults in academia who stand proud and talk about the bastions of higher learning? You want to stop all this nonsense? Tell the university president to go, hey, Trinidad, the NCAA ruled against you. You're out. Thank you for your service. They won't do it. Why? He's going to help them win. And there's nothing greater that will benefit the University of Mississippi than winning football games. And Trinidad Chambliss helps them do it, so they're going to do that. They're hypocrites. In academia, the university presidents could fix this. They won't. Because it's how they drive revenue and drive enrollment and all the sort of things. So you have a pickle. It's a very complex conversation. And ultimately, what I'm curious about is and it's what I asked the senator, if we can get to legislation, if we can get to some federal guard, because that's the one thing everyone seemingly agrees on. The federal government will have to pass legislation that will supersede state law. Because right now, every state passes its own law, and so every school is governed differently based on that state's law that's all going to supersede the NCAA. Getting to federal legislation, though, feels like that is nowhere close. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll surprise me. Maybe they'll come together and make something happen. Maybe the president having his roundtable, maybe Senator Cassidy and his committee having their meetings and their conversations will lead to some type of common sense solution. I just don't know that I'm optimistic that that's going to happen. Hopeful, just not optimistic. But I have an opportunity to talk to a U.S. senator about this who's actually going to be voting on this stuff. Yeah. Tell me what you think. Tell me what your constituents, what your colleagues think. We'll do that. And that's bipartisan. I don't care if you're an R or a D. You want to come, you're a U.S. senator who's going to be voting on this. You want to come have the conversation? Come have the conversation. Anytime. All right. We're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online, southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, South Point Volkswagen. Encourage you all the time, new or certified pre-owned. Maybe you're not looking for a Volkswagen. That's okay. I mean, I wish you would. But if you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle, make sure you check out South Point Volkswagen. Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer. They move more Volkswagens than any other dealer, which means they have more trade-ins, all different makes and models. So go to the website, southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. Hit the used tab at the top, and you can see every bit of inventory. If it's on the lot, it's online at southpointvw.com. Learn about their extended warranty, everything there at South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highland, southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction? All right, we are really, really late. Clock got thrown off because of the time Senator Cassidy was available. Let me knock out our final break. We're going to wrap up quickly with Auto Locks next.
AFR.
Buying or selling commercial or residential, think real estate, think Darren James. 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com. That's agent225.com. That's a website. If you're thinking about selling your home, start there. As a matter of fact, Like, the first thing you need to do if you're going to sell your home is know how much your home is worth, right? Well, I got great news for you. If you're not sure, maybe you've tried like the national realtor databases to see what your home might be worth. Like, you can go get your Zestimate. Like, that's fine. But agent225.com, they have a home value tool. Darren has built this using local market data. So, like, what about the new neighborhood built next to you, or the grocery store down the street, or the development, or other homes sold in your neighborhood? Local data to give you an accurate representation of what your home is worth. Get that at the home value tool at agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
At Raising Cane's, we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, and salt every fry. Because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. No, the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know each case and client are unique, and that no two cases are the same. But one thing remains constant, and that is our passion to help our clients. After an accident, we know your life has changed, which is why we passionately fight to make you and your family whole. Remember, whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on the Hump Day edition of AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Yourgoodwood.com. Yourgoodwood.com. Doesn't matter if it's ED treatments, hormone replacement therapy, peptides, lowest prices, never any contracts. Many instances they can help you with telemed, so even if you're outside of the Baton Rouge area, cool. Still check them out. And have your medicines, your supplements shipped right to your door. Super easy, affordable, great service. It's helped change my life. Yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. All right, since we're short on time, and I explained kind of why it went down this way, just with the Senator had a window from 5:25 to 5:35, so it threw our whole schedule off, so I apologize. So we just don't have enough time to get Jimmy on. So just very quickly, you get Otter Locks up at louisianasports.net, louisianasports.net. On the homepage, you're under the sports betting section. But he's got a whole bunch of of college basketball bets. Stephen F. Austin, Northwestern, Ole Miss, West Virginia, Tulane, Oklahoma. 6 plays, all against the spread. Again, Stephen F. Austin, Northwestern, Ole Miss, West Virginia, Tulane, Oklahoma. Those are the 6 plays, all against the spread. You can get them at louisianasports.net. Everything always free at louisianasports.net. Okay, thanks to Brandon Marcello. Thanks to Matthew Bruni. Thanks to Senator Bill Cassidy. If you missed anything, AFR On Demand presented by Breck Golf. You can get it all there, either on your favorite podcast app or on YouTube. Just search After Further Review. That's going to do it for us here. Muse, Paulie, thanks. Y'all have an awesome night. We'll see you back here for a Thursday edition of AFR tomorrow at 3.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, got to remind you about First South Farm Credit. Thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. FirstSouthLand.com. FirstSouthLand.com. Tell you all the time, when it comes to First South Farm Credit, if you're thinking of buying land, they'd love to help. They're experts, and in many instances, you might be thinking, well, why might I call First South Farm Credit instead of my bank? Well, because your bank might do a lot of different types of loans, but for 110 years, First South Farm Credit has done one thing. They've helped Louisianians buy land. So a land loan is different from other types of loans, and the experts at First South Farm Credit will understand specifically your needs. A lot of times, maybe people who buy land already own land. You want to roll some equity from your current property to buy your new property. First South Farm Credit can help. FirstSouthLand.com. FirstSouthLand.com.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
I definitely trust the lake to take care of my body. Being the smallest person on the court, I just have to be in a lot better shape than everyone else, just being quicker and faster. Just having that trust on and off the court is going to help you win a lot more games.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you'll likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim, which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.